Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know you've been trying to call me all day, but girl, he just left, and I had to wait till he left to call you because I know I said I was gonna break up with him, but last night he did like a full 180. He was an animal. Where did this come from? Because you know, I've been telling you, it's been like kind of dull, and like something changed, and I don't know what his secret is, but I'm trying to find out. Shh. His secret, sword vitality.
All right, y'all, welcome into another episode of TFU.
Yeah!
Woo-hoo!
I hate that.
Getting wild with your...
Well, I hate the...
At least it's fucking masculine.
Is it really?
It is.
It sounds like somebody just penetrated you, and you're like,
oh, God. This guy. This guy is disgusting, man. Alejandro. You don't really know Alejandro, and we haven't even introduced you yet, which is all done in bad form. Alejandro hasn't really picked a side.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
He's trisexual.
Yeah.
Trisexual.
All sexual.
He hasn't really picked a side yet, so we don't know exactly. So you might see some obscure
just some weird
comments
weird
from
shit
him.
coming
Yeah, some weird shit coming from him.
just so you know,
just keep
I
moving
haven't tried the impossible pussy, but I said I'm open to it.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Yeah.
You know, the original penetration sound for a male came from Little Richard. It's Wop Wabba Bop.
Yeah?
Yeah, Tutti Frutti on Rudy is the first openly gay song ever. It was openly gay, and Wop Wabba Bop was the sound he made.
And you know, he changed the hook for it.
Right, it was Tutti Frutti on Booty.
Yeah. People don't know that. He changed the hook. He changed the fucking hook.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alejandro's like, add that to my playlist.
Wop Wabba
Shit. But as you guys have seen, he's already been speaking.
Yes.
We brought in the house comedian, actor, all around funny guy, Kraig Smith in the house today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Chill Withers.
All day long. Owe you something, get it from God. God.
All right, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, where you came from, what's your background, how you became in the comedy game, rap game.
Yeah.
How'd you get here?
So I'm from Pasadena, but I've lived in Detroit. I've lived in Watts. I moved around a lot. My parents broke up and got back together a lot. So I'm from a little bit of everywhere. But I was born in Pasadena at Huntington Memorial. Growing up, I was a hooper and a rapper and a comedian all in one. I did all the shit I'm doing now. I was doing when I was 8 years old, bagging on people. I don't hoop no more because I'm fat, playing basketball and fucking rapping. You know what I mean?
You don't have no YMCA game? Just sit outside?
Oh, man, I did a little bit of everything, man. I would dunk on cats. I did everything, man. I played angry.
Okay.
I was an angry hooper. But, yeah, so that's what my roots
I myself am an angry hooper as well.
Really? You talk a lot of shit, too?
Yeah, well, you got to start, banging me up a little bit, riling me up a little for me to get going, Remember Alejandro, when your brother knocked me down? You guys almost won. Then your brother knocked me down. Came back, 8 straight.
Oh, yeah. So you sound like my type of guy, man. I'm the same type of hooper, man. And then I got into stand-up. I threw a hip-hop show. So before I became a comedian, I had 5 albums as an MC. I used to go by Pac-Man, Paqman.
Okay.
And that was a name that I was given as a child. But my auntie Margaret, shout out to Auntie Margaret, because I'm yellow and I eat a lot. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I got the name. You know what I mean? And then the quarantine happened. And I changed my name to Chill Withers. And the reason I changed my name to Chill Withers is because I saw a documentary on Bill Withers. And I had no idea how dope Bill Withers was.
Crazy with it.
As a human being. I just knew about the songs, the conscious songs. Right. But we had a lot of parallels because I'm a blue collar guy. I used to own a truck, drive trucks and shit like that. And when Bill first got his record deal, he refused to quit his job at Boeing. Mm-hmm. Because he didn't want to depend on somebody else for his income. He felt like it just made him less of a man. So his label and I forget the dude that was managing him. What's his name again? The real powerful guy. Clarence Avant.
Oh, okay.
Was his manager.
Okay, he's still around, right? Yeah, I think he's still around.
He's still around. Shout out to Clarence Avon. And it took him showing him a royalty check that was on the way for him to quit his job. He was still getting up at 8 in the morning every day to go work at Boeing and going to the studio at night. And that reminds me of me, because for so much of my entertainment career, I've always had a job, you know. So it's only been like the last 4 years where I haven't had to work. But I've been at this shit since 2000, you know what I mean? So
it's a good thing he didn't work at Boeing anymore, because they're just killing everyone.
That's hilarious.
They're killing all their fucking employees.
Yeah.
Another like three Boeing people died.
Died from what?
2, something like that. Died, natural causes. At a young, healthy age.
Oh, wow.
You know, just dropping dead. How people do.
Okay.
When they whistle blowing on Boeing.
Happens all the time.
Hell yeah. Top tier shit.
Shit. So now you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
How's that going? Stand-up life.
It's going great. It's like being a dope dealer. Sometimes you got the plug, and other times you're starving. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's a beautiful journey. You know what I'm saying? So I've been at that since like 2009. So I'm like 15 years in.
I moved here in 2009.
Oh, from where? Armenia?
Nebraska. Armenia. Shit. I'm from Nebraska, man. Small town, 300 people. You know.
Oh, Midwest. I fuck with the Midwest, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Detroit for some time, so I love the Midwest, man.
Got a lot of friends from Detroit, from fucking football, junior college football.
Okay,
all these fools came from Detroit, because it was like a college where like a bunch of people who fucked up their careers and lives came, and then we all collaborated on one team.
That's what junior college is all about.
It's all about players that have felonies and babies.
Exactly.
That's real as fuck.
And my favorite boxer is from Nebraska. You already know who I'm about to say. Bud Crawford.
Yeah, there we go.
Bud Crawford is a fucking savage, man.
Yes, an animal. Keep trying to tell people he ain't gonna lose.
What you think about? I think him and Canelo they're gonna fight. That's gonna be the Mayweather De La Hoya fight of our generation.
Yeah, he gonna handle
for sure.
him.
That's a good one.
How close are they? Who's heavier?
Canelo by far, but
Canelo's like. He's like a light heavyweight, right? Or
he fought at light heavyweight and lost, but I mean, he's fought light heavyweight, middleweight, super middleweight.
What is he right now? He's just had a fight just recently.
I think it was at 178.
Ooh,
which I think is super
and
middleweight.
Bud is at what
147?
Yeah,
but I think they'll meet at like 160 something. Would be
the guy who goes down always has the disadvantage, I think.
Indeed, I agree.
The guy who goes down, so. You're malnutritioned.
Well, I don't know. Did you see?
Great.
What's the white dude that's fighting Tyson? What's his name?
Jake Paul.
Yeah, he looked fat right now.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on. Like I'm looking at him, I was like, he in trouble.
He's trying to get a lot of cushion because he's gonna get hit hard.
He's gonna get hit hard, but
I was at the last Jake Paul fight when he fought. Was it the last or the one before? Anderson Silva. He is pretty hard though. I mean, Jake Paul.
He said he hit harder than Mike.
Nah. Jake Paul last fight he lost that one.
He lost. So I was at the one before that to Anderson Silva.
He lost that one. I watched him. That dude was almost a boxer and beat the brakes off of it.
Yeah.
No, but hasn't he fought like twice after he lost? Because he fought Nate Diaz.
Right.
Nate.
And then he just knocked out like a ex-boxer recently.
Oh, Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It was not.
You're right. Yeah. That wasn't pretty.
No. Nate Diaz just like getting beat up though.
Yeah, I love it.
He don't even put his hands up.
So if you're gonna put your money on anybody, Tyson or Jake Paul?
I mean, Mike Tyson, but is it an exhibition fight or is it a real fight?
It counts. Mike's not going to take a loss.
Is Mike going to take it seriously for a second? If he takes it seriously for half a round, Jake Paul going to die.
Yeah, easy.
Mike is definitely taking it seriously. He's taking it. He's 220 right now. Bro, he won his first championship at 219. Yeah, he's taking it seriously.
Yeah, but in the face-to-face thing, he was like laughing.
Did you see how chiseled his face was?
Yeah,
it's death.
Yeah,
death is on the way.
No, Jake Paul just have to run around the ring. He's gonna be fine.
Ain't no way.
He gained a bunch of weight.
You can't run from Mike in a ring.
Nah,
you can run from 50-year-old Mike.
No.
You don't have the footwork.
No, you got. Hey, think about it. The rounds are only 2 minutes. They're not 3-minute rounds. They're 2-minute rounds. That's advantage Mike.
Mike Tyson only needs 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I waited 3 hours for a goddamn fight one day. Fucking 30
People
seconds.
forget about the 90s where people used to be mad at Mike because the fights would be over.
So short, man. He made so much of that shit. Like, fuck.
People stopped buying pay-per-view because the fights were over too fast.
Yeah. This one was on Showtime, and I was like, what the fuck? Mike Tyson fight coming on?
Yeah.
2 hours of previews. Fucking announcers. I'm like, I don't know shit about nothing. I was young as fuck. Came on. It was like a small light downpour in this open fucking, like, he was like in a big arena somewhere, where a football field or something. 30 fucking seconds. Beat the shit out of this big ass dude. Hit him like 3 times. Ref was like,
I can't wait till we have another Mike Tyson.
what about?
You think they make them anymore?
It's got to be somewhere where people eat people.
No.
You know what I mean? It's some broke kid with a fucking woman's arm in his mouth. Like,
Mike Tyson's not going to come for at least 3 generations after like
it's been 3.
after like a huge like from now after like a huge depression and
Yeah,
people are poor again and like
another slavery.
yeah, like people being angry. Yeah, but probably the white slavery this time. White slavery this time. Probably white slavery this time. It's coming around. But fucking, what about Homeboy lost too?
Tyson Fury?
Yeah, Fury lost.
Yeah, you know, Tyson Fury to me is amazing, man. To be so big and nimble. You know, sometimes when you lose, you really don't lose. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Is this like that quote from...
Nah, that's some shit,
White
some
Men
corny
Can't
shit
Jump,
I just
where
made
she
up.
like, when you lose, you don't lose. And when you win, sometimes you lose.
That's some funny shit. But no, I watched the highlights from the fight, man. Every time he gets knocked down, he gets up. So you got to respect it.
He's a fucking gypsy.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing, man. Shout out to Usyk, man. He's a very skilled fighter. I don't really see nobody beating Usyk in the next couple years. I hope the young cat, what's his name, Miller? Young cat.
No, Miller.
He went viral because he was crying about wanting to quit boxing about a year ago. You don't know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Young kid.
Wherever that is, I'm not.
American fighters like 20. That's hilarious. He's like 22, 23. He's dope. He's really dope.
Why was he crying?
I have no fucking idea.
To quit.
You guys don't know
crying
about
as a boxer.
Jaron Miller. Damn.
Jaron Miller, get your shit together.
He's dope though.
You a boxer?
Crying.
You fucking crying? Fucking crying?
Big old kid, baby. Yeah, so he was. I think Big Baby. I think they call him.
What? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Funny as fuck.
What the fuck?
Jarrell Miller.
He's actually pretty dope.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look for him.
We need an American fighter.
Yeah,
That'd be nice. I just
Need a
want
big
somebody to
American
be
fighter.
like Mike with some charisma. We need somebody in the heavyweight class, like with some spunk and a fucking personality.
Yeah.
We need
That's
to
what I
stop
like.
testing for cocaine and
That's
we'll
what
get it.
Yeah, get the drugs back in.
Yeah, let's bring the drugs
Have
back
you ever
here.
been around Mike Tyson?
No.
I was at Mike's fucking little ranch he has with the podcast one time, but it wasn't nothing crazy. He was like in a little meeting, and but I ain't been around him like where he's like chilling or no shit.
I was around him at the Improv. Like it was only like 10 minutes, but he's definitely intimidating.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's not even trying to be intimidating. He's very quiet.
Just standing.
But also, you just don't want to fuck. Like I was like, I'm not fucking around.
He's not going to
here.
give you
Like,
shit. If he doesn't know you, he's not going to give you nothing. You have to do something to open him up. So what I did, because I love boxing and I know he's a historian, I started a conversation about Murderer's Row, which was a boxing tournament like in the 1930s with all the top welterweights and middleweights in the country. Okay. And when I start talking about that and start naming names and shit, he just interjected, just jumped into my conversation. I was like, okay, he really is a fucking fucking
he's supposed
boxer.
to be like,
Yeah, so I appreciated that about him.
Right.
Yeah.
He always get real emotional when he's talking about like his heroes in boxing, like Sugar Ray and all those guys.
Yeah.
You get that Mike Tyson where he's like about to cry and then he's talking.
And Mike start crying. It just be like, you know what? We need
It's
to
so much. It's like,
fuck up out of here.
he's like, yeah, he's like the guy who's crying like right before he kills somebody. You know what I mean? Like, so emotionally, I killed
You think he has a body? I think he has a body or two.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and at a young age too, like
For sure.
11.
For
He
sure.
definitely needs somebody.
He definitely dropped a brick off of a project rooftop and killed somebody.
Just laughed like, hey.
For sure, man.
Shit, you be doing some acting then too? Acting, comedy?
I got into acting like by default when I first started stand-up. You know, I didn't realize that it was more like mixed martial arts and shit where you have to just pick up a bunch of different shit. So I got into stand-up just to do stand-up because I threw a show and nobody came to the shit. It was like 10 people, but it held like 1,000 people to spot. So I just roasted niggas in the audience for an hour. And that's how I got into stand-up. You know what I mean? So
damn, the 10 people that came got roasted.
But it was fun.
Your 10 supporters.
Yeah. But it was all in love though. So I forgot the fucking question. What was the question again?
You acting?
Oh yeah. Go to that.
Yeah. So I'm acting. I produce my own sitcom. It's called Big Head Kraig. It's a series. It's a fictional version of myself. It's about a guy who does prison time for not snitching, but it's a crime he had nothing to do with. And it's about him getting out of jail and trying to repair all the parts of his life that were destroyed because of the choice he made, you know. So in the sitcom, my father and I, my son is played by a guy named D Banks, who was a underground rap star. He just look up D Banks. He had a song that went super viral called "Thick Niggas and Anime Titties." Real song and shit, right? And then Freeze Love played my pops. And anytime we get angry or our ego takes over, the editor makes our head bigger, so we look like NBA Jams characters, like when we get mad. You know what I mean? That's why it's called.
That's
Big
out
Head.
right now.
It's out. I got I had I put a few episodes out. I'm trying to sell it right now, but I used to play it during my podcast. You know, so
Okay.
Yep. So that's Big Head Kraig. Then I got another project I'm working on called the Sperm Trap House, and that's about a podcast that hooks up sperm donors and people who need sperm. You know what I mean? On the low.
It's funny because I applied to be a sperm donor.
No, he did.
I did.
He got rejected.
I got accepted. It wasn't because of my sperm. Then they had me talk to a psychologist, and I don't know what I could have said.
You showed up with it in your hand. Like, that's what I got for you. You got an M&M in the sperm. Like,
Your fucking sperm walked in like a stroller. Took your ass out immediately.
That shit is so funny, man.
Hell yeah.
So you're doing a podcast now, K-Facts, right?
Kraig Facts. I've been doing that for like 4 years. Man, let me tell you something, man. Podcasting is the greatest thing that ever happened to the arts. If you're an artist and you don't have a podcast, you're failing yourself. Because it allows you to build like a real connection with an audience, you know?
Right.
Now, you go ahead.
Most of it is just people hating me.
Oh yeah, that's the yeah. But you know that comes with the territory.
Those people, because they tune back in. I see you guys.
For sure.
I see you guys in your comments.
Hey, they roast me all the time, and my show has been through a multiplicity of changes, bro. I started my shit right when the quarantine happened, so I had my doors open to everybody. You know what I mean? I would have sometimes 25, 30 people in the studio while I'm doing the podcast because I used to use it to work on joke ideas and joke concepts. So for me, the podcast was a way I could just figure out joke ideas, you know? And then it kind of just grew from there.
Saw you just did one with Orlando Brown.
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
Shout out to Orlando, man.
Shout out to Orlando.
Hey, man, this is evidence that, like, man, if you got real talent, no matter how much you're going through or where you are mentally, the talent will still shine through. So I just respect him for still trying to feed his kids and shit like that. The interview was all over the place. There was no linearity or there was a bunch of morals you can gain from it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, shit, man, this is a guy who a lot of people have in their top 5 as most talented people they've ever worked with. You know what I mean? I'm talking about hitters and people who are Oscar Award winners. Like, he was a really talented kid. He basically, you know, since the age of 4 years old, was the breadwinner in his household. You know what I mean? So he's had a lot of pressure on him since he was a child. So I deal with him in empathy. No judgment at all. Whenever I'm around him, he could be who he is. I mean, you could drink, smoke as much as you want. I don't even give a fuck, man, because, you know, he's just a decent guy, man. Shout out to Orlando.
That's dope.
Yeah, shout out for real, because internet got him looking crazy out here.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Man, dog, that's such a tough one, man. Cause you know, he grew up in a single parent home, so it starts with the terrible choice that the mother made by having a baby with the father that wasn't going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but I mean, you know, so he did the best with what he had. You know what I'm saying? Drug use.
That's what we all did. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, it's hard for me to have a judgment on dude because when you see it up close, you're like, it's not really funny and shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, definitely no judgments. But he out here like that's all real shit. Like
there's no play around.
You see, like it's.
But like the stories he tells.
I mean, I'm not really interested in the truth when I deal with him. I'm just interested with allowing him to express himself. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I mean, those types of people are one of a kind, man. Like, I'll give you an example of how his brain works. Like, we shot with him all day. And then we took him to get something to drink because he wanted to drink and relax. And then when it was time to go, instead of being like, hey, man, I got to go. I've been fucking with you niggas all day. I'm done. He was like, hey, man. He was like, I just found out they raped my girl and killed my kids. I got to go. Okay, dog. I fuck with you, man. I got you.
That is funny.
Yeah, so.
Damn.
But yeah, man, you know, Hollywood.
You be doing whole day shoots, like hanging out, like that's how you shoot your shit?
Well, I used to do my shit live.
Yeah.
When I had a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? But when at some point, when you have a bunch of motherfuckers around you doing anything in Hollywood, there starts to become friction, you know what I mean? And so in my situation, I was paying for everything. Everything was out of my pocket. And when it came time to really like invest in things, I was really the only one putting up the bread, you know? Not that anybody else couldn't have, but a lot of times when you give people the opportunity to invest in things, they want to do it in their own timing. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so sometimes that little, you know, gap in when something is needed and when you're willing to do it, you lose out on a lot of good opportunities. And so so I started to just kind of change what I was doing and, you know, kind of had less and less people around me. Now I just have like 2 dudes around me. Sometimes I do it by myself. And, you know, I don't do it live as much. I do it pre-recorded because I have so much shit to do. So, but yeah, I'm still doing it. The Kraig Facts sit down and also Kraig Facts. And then, you know, I got a couple little deals on the table. So if I choose to go with one, I'll probably be doing more radio shit too. So be on the lookout for that.
That's dope.
Hey, I saw your YouTube channel. It's nice. Over 100K.
Yeah, but I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. So if there's anybody out there that knows how to manage YouTube pages, man, hit me. Maybe we could cut a deal, man, because I just be posting shit. My shit is all organic. Like, sometimes I don't even be having descriptions in my shit. I just post it. No, because as an artist, it's a lot, bro. Yeah. When you gotta do it, you gotta edit it, you gotta post it. Sometimes your brain just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you fucking... No YouTube, no Facebook. I'm monetized on every platform. If you feel like you want to manage an emerging artist's social media and you think you can do a good job, I'm willing to give up a percentage of my pages just so I don't have to fucking worry about it. So people holler at me if you think you're good for the job.
That's right. Holler at us through TFU Podcast, and then we'll get a percentage on bringing it to Oh, man. But besides that, I saw you pose a question to him I didn't see the answer to. On one of your things about something about if Diddy, goddamn, what'd you ask him?
Diddy asked him to go on vacation.
Yeah. Are you going or not?
Yeah. He said, hell yeah. He said, I'm going.
Hey, all paid vacation? I'm going.
That's rough.
Alejandro, we know you're going.
I'm not fucking
I really appreciate it because hopefully you're pitching TFU while you're over there.
I seen him running. I'm faster than him. What was the? Because you said
you may
that
not be stronger than him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the thing. How many push-ups can you do, nigga?
Diddy got fast body hurts.
You recently got into some hot water over the Diddy Cassie situation.
For sure.
Can you expand on what happened?
Oh yeah. So basically, man, this is no slight on Cassie, but how can I put this? So there were reports that Cassie, when she was dating Diddy, from some of Kim's friends, would disrespect Kim by showing up to the house and participating in some of the abuse that Puff Daddy, would make her endure. And For
me,
me,
you say, wait a minute, she was. Let's say if it was physical abuse, and I don't know what the fuck it was.
Laughing at her. You know, like if Puffy was disrespecting her or beating up on her, you know, she would just be sitting there laughing. Now, you know, there was a comment that somebody made where, you know, Stockholm syndrome or people groom people. I totally understand that. But, you know, based on how I was raised, I look at women as people before women. And women can be, all women aren't victims. Some women are predators.
Talk about it.
If you see a woman getting beat up, initially it's wrong. But I know women that have shot people. I had a cousin that was stabbed to death in his sleep by a woman that thought he was cheating and he wasn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't allow people to play the victim card when it comes to criminal activity. And you know, if Kim's friends are coming out and saying, "Hey, Cassie was someone who also tormented Kim," you know, with Puff Daddy in certain ways, I say we hold her accountable for that. She should speak up about that. And then if this is true, which a lot of people are saying it is true, then some of that money she got should go to the kids. She got a $30 million settlement. So in my opinion, when women who I view as, you know, and I don't know everything about Cassie, but I do know I'm in Hollywood and I'm in an industry where the women who participate in this industry, for the most part, not all women, but if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say 70% of women are willing to make deals with their pussy for success. And a lot of that, with a lot of that comes immoral activity, sleeping with other men's wives. You know what I mean? Lying and cheating, setting people up. You know what I mean? So, you know, all women aren't victims, and that was pretty much my point. Like, if equality is really a thing, if a woman is a predator, she needs to be treated as such. Especially if there's evidence, we have to deal with that evidence too. Right. We can't just give her a pass because there's video of her getting her ass whooped. The ass whooping is wrong. I never agree with a man hitting a woman, but I don't see a problem with a man defending himself or hitting a woman back. Which Puffy's situation is not that, but this shit is not a monolith. We have to really evaluate all the variables and make our choices based on those, not just things that feel right to us. You know what I'm saying?
That's a tough conversation, though.
It's tough.
I get it. No, I get everything you're saying. It's definitely a tough one. So really, you're talking about personal responsibility.
Accountability.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is something that people are scared to deal with publicly. But when there's evidence, you know what I'm saying? A woman by the name of Cola said, you know, I got proof to what I'm talking about. So it's not like I'm just saying things just to be combative. Like, these are things that, facts that were presented to me, and I read them and I had to weigh them before I spoke on them. So I'm ready for all the smoke. LGBTQ, feminist movement. If you think I'm just running my mouth to run my mouth, test me. Test me. See if what I'm saying is real or fake. Because I'm a person that's willing to die for the right thing. If I was in that hallway with Puffy and he was beating on her, I would have beat the dog shit out of Puff Daddy.
Talk about it.
But you're not saying anything about the security in the Continental Hotel that took a $50,000 buyout not to talk about this publicly and suppress the video. Nobody's trying to sue the Continental Hotel.
Ain't that crazy?
Nobody's trying to sue the security company.
They're not even talking about that part.
Right. And what about all the cowards that were around Puffy for all these years watching him abuse women that didn't say shit because they was getting a check? Now you niggas want to come out and talk bad about Puffy. Let's talk about people and fake justice. You motherfuckers don't give a fuck about Cassie.
Right.
Fuck y'all. My bad.
That's okay. All right, say your cream.
A new lawsuit came Diddy's way. There was a woman, a blonde, white model, that said she got assaulted in 2003 at a club, that he forced her to perform fellatio and that she got drugged.
Yeah, man, like I said, for me, I have no love. There are a few people who, if I was the king of America, few types of people, like if I was the king of America, they would probably, like, they would be dead. Pedophiles, men who rape women, pretty much those are the top two things.
Absolutely.
People who make meth.
People who make meth. Anybody. That's real shit, though. That's real fucking shit, though. I mean, but that's the journey.
That's Nebraska coming out.
Fentanyl.
Oh, it should be gone. Why would you create something that would do that to a human being?
Weed, shrooms, fine. Anything else, prison for life.
I agree. So, you know, Puffy is falling into the sexual predator category, right? But when things are presented and it's too perfect, it bothers me. I need to know more because there are women out here. Why do we act like women aren't smarter than men or more calculated than men? You got these women that are moving from all over the world to New York, to Miami, to Los Angeles, who are beautiful, fucking gorgeous, who are using their sexuality to gain rewards. This is a career choice. So if I become a police officer and I get in a shootout and I get shot, that's a part of the job. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're a woman that uses your vagina to gain success, dealing with scumbag niggas is a part of the job. You are not a homemaking mother of five from Nebraska. You are a woman that uses sex or the appearance of sex and also manipulation to gain the things that you want out of life. And when you watch shit like that and you look at Cassie, I don't know her personally, but I know that, hey, man, 80% of women who make it in Hollywood have to fuck to make it. These are facts.
But fucking and getting your dick sucked is one thing. Making her fuck a bunch of people and do a bunch of weird shit and punching bitches and beating bitches up. No. It's not great.
So no. Everything about life is a motherfucking choice. Life is a choice. We got to understand that. Life is a choice. If you don't like doing something to the left, you go right. If you don't go right, then you dealing with the left. And that's just it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, from L. Ron Hubbard to what's the motherfucker that started Playboy? That's a legend that everybody loves. What's his name? Hugh Hefner. Larry Flint. Jerry Buss. Every man has
Jerry Buss, I'm not gonna let you put out there because that was debunked by somebody around Jerry Buss.
No, Jerry Buss had hoes.
I've been around Jerry. Jerry
had hoes. Period.
More bitches than anybody.
That's not what he said. That's not what.
Hey man,
Jerry Buss had hoes.
I've been at the club with Jerry. Jerry have 30 women with him, bro.
All day long.
Put them all up in the Beverly Hills Hotel. Now,
but he wasn't fucking them.
No, he wasn't fucking them.
He had one. We were told the story on here by a fucking Lakers player. What are we talking about?
No. What do you mean you talking about? He had hoes, though.
He had hoes, dog.
He was out there for like atmospheric purposes, not to fuck and take abuse and take advantage of.
Well, that's a different.
That's exactly. It's different. It's not to take abuse and take advantage of the people around them.
That's an ad hominem, though. That's a logical fallacy. We have to deal with the point. The point is when you make a choice to involve yourself in a certain type of business, there are things that come with it. You can't step into certain lanes and make up your own rules. If you are a woman or a male that uses deception to get what you want, you can't, when things don't go your way, say, now I want to be a good person. It wasn't right what they did to me.
In the same fact, Diddy's got to take his ass whooping in public for being a sick, weird ass motherfucker.
I hope I never see Diddy again. But see, that's the other thing, though. They don't allow men to deal with niggas like that. If Diddy was to get dealt with in the way he deserves to be dealt with by men like us, women would protect him. He needs his ass whooped. Yeah. He needs to be disciplined. But the society won't let us give him what he deserves because they don't give a fuck about nobody really. They don't really care what he did to the bitches.
Yeah, but there was plenty of stand-up dudes around Diddy that didn't do a fucking thing.
They're not stand-up dudes.
They're not stand-up guys.
But come on, man. It's the same thing that you're saying about Cassie and how she uses her pussy for this and that. Dudes is doing the same thing around Diddy. They're turning their fucking eyes. They're looking the other way because Diddy can do something.
But that's what he's saying.
That ain't no stand-up, dude. That ain't no... Everybody in the industry, everybody's been around Diddy. Everybody knew it.
That's his point.
Everybody.
You're making his point.
But you're making his point. He said those aren't stand-up guys.
They're not. I'm not standing up for Diddy.
So no one in the industry is a stand-up dude because everybody's been around Diddy.
Exactly, and they're facing
Everybody's been around Diddy.
Facing no consequence.
Everybody's seen it. Everybody's heard of it, but nobody did shit.
I would agree.
You can't say thing about like the girls this and that, and a bunch of stand-up dudes ain't doing shit to somebody abusing women.
Right, I agree with you.
Making the same point.
Because Diddy can like put them ahead in life. Dudes is doing the same thing as the women are doing.
And that's the point I'm making about Cassie. The whole situation is an ad hominem. An ad hominem is when somebody points out, instead of sticking to the point, they point out things that are wrong about you. So if I get into an argument with you and you're right, but say you one time you lost your temper and you hit your wife, but you're right about what we're arguing about. Instead of me sticking to the point, I'll say, well, why would I listen to you? You fucking smacked your wife 19 years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this whole Diddy situation is an ad hominem. We always have to question everybody that's a variable in a crime. You understand what I'm saying? Because people get away with crimes.
Yeah, but he didn't do it 19 years ago.
Yeah, he didn't do it 19 years ago. But if Kim was
doing it and like some bitch died around him, like motherfuckers be dying. Like, so this is not just like a thing that is one time thing, and like Diddy made up like 20 years later. Diddy's a better reformed guy. Like,
no, I don't fuck with Diddy, but what I'm saying is that's my point too. Is Kim is dead, bro, and Cassie is able to benefit from Kim's death. Basically, that video is another thing that kind of enabled her to get the bread. You know what I'm saying? The video of her getting beat up along with Kim dying, people thinking that Puffy had something to do with her death. You know what I mean?
Bread's already done. Like she can't get more bread for the video that came out later. Yeah. Like she's not gonna get more bread.
But if somebody participates in a crime,
that shit should have came out a long time ago. She would have got more fucking bread, and Diddy would be in jail. But that shit didn't come out.
If Kim was alive, Kim would be able to put another narrative to the table. Like, hold on, bitch, you used to be over here talking shit to me too, bitch. But Kim is dead. I think there's a reason why shit took off after Kim died, because now there's no counter to what Cassie's talking about. There's no other piece on the board. They're like, no, this bitch Cassie is not who we think she is. I'm here to tell you.
I don't think getting abused and all that makes up. Like, just because you're making fun of somebody in the same situation or whatever the situation, that doesn't make it okay for whatever happened to you.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Like, she doesn't not have a case because she made fun of somebody in a certain situation. That doesn't make any sense.
No, but she can't play victim.
Why?
Because she hustled.
She's not a victim because she laughed at somebody a couple times.
Look,
that doesn't make any sense.
Based on what I'm seeing with the evidence, this is the equivalent to somebody going in a grocery store and slipping and falling and suing the grocery store. This is a setup, bro. This is a lick that was set up, bro. This ain't to me, in my opinion.
But because when you slipped in the grocery store, I laughed at you. Because I slipped later, I don't get to sue?
No, because my intent was to slip and sue. You're acting like her intent couldn't have been a setup. Based on the evidence, this is a possibility.
So anybody who dates Diddy is in it for a setup, probably?
Any woman that abuses another woman with an abuser is also an abuser. And she must be questioned and looked at.
But that's all hearsay by a bunch of friends of a woman who's dead. That's not an actual fact.
I mean,
of a video of her getting her ass
the video, but everybody
seeing what Diddy did to her and her still being alive and being able to talk about it. You talking about hearsay shit.
No. You were believing that everything that Cassie was saying was true, and that was hearsay until you saw the video.
Just saw the video.
I know. Before the video, I know where you were, and you know where you were. So you were on the other side. You was on the other. You were on.
Don't be raping a bunch of people. Don't be weird. What are you talking about?
So
that's
check this
exactly
out.
where I am.
Cola Booth says that y'all would not even begin to believe, this is Kim's friend, y'all would not even begin to believe the way he treated Kim Porter. And ironically, Cassie back then allowed herself to be used to disrespect Kim in her own home. Cassie let herself be flaunted in Kim's face, laughed at Diddy beating Kim. It was awful. This is Kim's friend. This ain't me, bro. Diddy brought Cassie, who basically was a teenager, into his bedroom where Kim Porter was sleeping, woke up Kim and told her to get out of bed so Cassie could get in bed. Kim was treated like that for years, and Cassie giggled about it until she became Kim later on. I'm not just making this shit up, bro. Also,
but again, that doesn't make her experience any less of an experience because she laughed at somebody or took over some bitch's like position or whatever the deal is.
She's
like,
not. So
it doesn't make her not a victim of getting abused or not a victim of getting assaulted. That doesn't
Yeah, but that's
not a victim.
I agree, but that's a logical fallacy because that's not what I'm saying. You're saying that. What I'm saying is we need to revisit Cassie. She's not a victim, dog. This was a long-term bank robbery. This is a 10-year bank robbery. This is not a motherfucker that was a good person and then was doing everything right and then got beat up for no reason.
So Kim Porter was dating Diddy for all the right reasons.
Kim Porter had.
She was there for the right things, though. No. She didn't probably take over for somebody before that.
Right.
Or nothing like that, or nothing like. So where do we stop the this bitch did this bitch did this, so this bitch don't get that? Where do we stop that? Because Kim Porter wasn't the first fucking girlfriend of P. Diddy, and I'm sure she was laughing at the last bitch that had to leave the house, and I'm sure this wasn't the first time. So who do we give a pass to?
Nobody.
Who doesn't get a pass? So what are we talking about?
Nobody gets a
pass.
But what you talking about?
He's saying
you're saying
call
Cassie
a spade.
is not
He's saying call
she's not
a spade
because she laughed at another bitch in a house
repeatedly. It wasn't one time. Like, oh, look.
But I bet now. Okay, so where's the girlfriends of the last girlfriend before Kim Porter? Because she didn't come in and take over someone else's position. What are you talking about? Where do you stop the beating a woman and sexually abusing her and drugging people? Like Diddy's a terrible fucking human being, and there's no excusing
I don't think that
it.
he's saying
and
Diddy's not that.
Nobody's debating. Nobody's debating
I
that.
don't think anybody that happened to in a lesser
to that.
position, a female specifically, should be blamed for any of that.
Women should be held accountable like men is the through line of what I'm saying.
Okay.
Nobody's off limits. You have 14-year-old kids being tried and convicted as adults for crimes. There's no excuse. If she was complicit in the abuse of another woman, she needs to be held accountable. I don't give a fuck how pretty she is. I don't give a fuck how many women stand up and, say it's wrong what Diddy did. I agree with you, women. It's wrong what Diddy did. But if you think she shouldn't be held accountable because of something else Diddy did, that's called a logical fallacy. It's an ad hominem, and it's a deceptive move.
How would you expect her to be held accountable?
How
is Cassie held accountable for laughing at another girl?
Financially, the same way, but Diddy was held accountable. If
she didn't physically abuse Kim, she didn't sexually abuse Kim.
Right.
She wasn't in a relationship. How is she going to financially do anything for Kim Porter?
So let me tell you something.
Or her family.
It's an error in perception to think that abuse is only physical. We have something called cluster B personality disorders, which is
everybody in the world is mentally abused by people randomly all day long. Where does everybody can sue anybody for laughing?
Definitely.
You're a comedian. Anybody can sue anybody for laughing at them?
No, anybody can sue anybody for abuse if it's something that contributes to the demise of a person. Kim met her demise because of Puff Daddy and his actions.
A dude you roasted in the crowd might go home and kill himself. He should be held accountable?
Nah, that's different. That's different.
What you mean?
I'm not beating them up and fucking holding them captive.
You're mentally abusing them in the crowd, which made them kill themselves.
Nah, mental abuse is different. This is different.
Same thing.
This is different. We have something called cluster B personality disorders, which consists of narcissism, histrionic, antisocial behavior disorder, and I forget the other one. So with these disorders, specifically narcissism, Puffy is what you call a malignant narcissist. And in that, they use tactics. There's a narcissistic plot. So Puffy would triangulate his targets, which is what he did to Kim. Turn everybody around him against a person that he's trying to destroy. And she did meet her demise because the goal of every narcissist is to kill you or drive you crazy if they receive a narcissistic injury from you. So this abuse is something that is psychological. He probably gaslighted her, made her think she was crazy for standing up for herself. He probably gaslighted Cassie. I'm not saying that he didn't orchestrate things, but what I'm saying is you still have accountability if you're involved in a crime. You still have to be accountable for that crime if you participated in it. If Cassie participated in the demise of Kim in any way, she needs to be held accountable, and that's my only point.
Then you'd have to take everybody in that house that day that was there that when she got laughed at, and
we're talking about a decade worth of days.
Yeah, exactly. So how many people are accountable for her demise?
I don't know.
Besides the one person that orchestrated everybody against her.
Well, she has the money.
How would you get every single person to be accountable?
Well, I only have evidence on Kim. I only have evidence on Cassie, so I don't have.
Yeah, but Everybody else in that room was there. Everybody else in that house was there. It was just those three.
So you know who
what
she
about all those friends?
You know
that
who she dated
too?
You know who she dated before Puff Daddy?
What about all the friends that saw it? What about the friends that are tweeting? They were there, no?
No.
They didn't see it? They weren't sticking up for their friend? They weren't there to be there for their friend, or they were there to suck dick too?
Nah, I mean I don't know that. But,
okay, so all those tweeting friends were probably right there, hanging out with her.
So all women are victims?
Are they?
Are all women victims?
I don't know. It depends on the situation.
Okay, so this is a situation I feel like
most women are victims.
See, I disagree with that.
Okay.
I disagree with that.
But I think men should be in a,
Yeah,
but it's why we are where we are in society because of that.
I think women are people. Okay. And people should be dealt with like people. Now, when you talk about these relationship archetypes, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, that's where that dynamic makes sense.
So you want to split it there, but nowhere else.
If a woman is a terrible person, she's a terrible person. There are women that molest children. There are women that kill their spouses. There are women that sell drugs. We have prisons full of scumbag bitches.
Yeah, it's a very small minority.
No. We have prisons full of scumbag bitches. Mm-hmm. Prisons full of them. Just like there's prisons full of men. So all I'm talking about is, it's got to be equal across the board. If a man is abusive towards a woman like Puff Daddy, he deserves an ass whooping. He deserves the book thrown at him. But whoever helped him, if that could be proven, they need to suffer the consequences as well. That's all I'm saying. I'm not defending Puffy. I know you guys out there want to make it seem like I'm defending Puffy.
It don't sound like that to me.
You don't want a nigga like me around Puffy. If I was around Puffy, you guys would be trying to put me in jail for violence, for putting my hands on a man. So society needs to really take a look at itself and question whether you guys really want the right thing to be done, because some shit can only be dealt with, in my opinion, in a violent way. I don't understand justice for men who abuse women and men who abuse kids. It doesn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? But I have to accept it because that's the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. But if you're protecting predators from cats like us, then you have to do something to the predators. You just can't let them be predators with no fucking consequence, male or female.
Yeah, but there's the consequence level, I think, is a money level in this country. Like Diddy would be locked up under the jail if he was a regular dude abusing a bitch.
Oh, he'd be done.
He'd go to jail.
He'd be done.
That first night, there would have been no video hiding. There would have been no shit. He'd have been locked up and went to jail as a black man beating the shit out of a woman.
When is the last time you've
in a hotel
turned on the news and heard a story about a woman abusing a woman?
Woman abusing a woman?
Never. Do you know 63% of lesbian relationships have a domestic violence?
They be duking it out.
You don't I also don't turn on the news and see gay dudes beating up gay dudes. No one's who the fuck's reporting on two dudes fighting.
Right. But
it's two bitches fighting. What are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
It's two bitches fighting. It's two dudes fighting.
You saw
that's not a domestic violence is a little different when it's a dude and a woman.
Violence.
Yeah, but it's a little different when it's a dude and a woman. It's a little different when it's a dude and a woman. Yeah.
Domestic violence is a domestic violence.
Is not reported on either. You don't turn on the news and see two gay dudes, and I guarantee gay dudes are fucking each other up every day.
Shit, I think men, we understand shit differently than women. Women are protected in this country, so they're not used to dealing with certain consequences. Regardless if a man
women should be protected.
They should be.
Women should be protected.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that to say they shouldn't be protected, but what I'm saying is this: like, men understand the consequences of disrespecting another man because they just understand what it could be. Women don't have, in a normal situation, those consequences. A woman could come up to you and be like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit, you fucking fake Conor McGregor looking motherfucker," like, and you're not gonna do nothing,
right?
And probably stick a finger in your forehead and be disrespectful.
Exactly.
But if I did it, something's gonna happen.
Right. Did you see the Cameron interview in CNN?
I didn't see his. What did he say?
So he has this brand of
It's called it's pink horsepower.
What is it?
So pink horsepower is like a dick hard drink. That.
He basically saying like, I'm gonna get some cheeks after this, and he just drank this, and it's like, oh, is everything you're gonna ask me about Diddy? Who booked this thing?
Yeah. Shout out to Cameron, man. I
love Cameron.
He's a genius businessman. I promise you, man. Him and Mace are doing some really dope ass shit. Shout out to y'all, man, for real. Oh, I'm drinking Canva. I don't know if y'all ever fuck with New Brew.
It's gonna have tough because it's a green screen and it's green.
No, it's good.
It has a root in it called Canva. I'm high as fuck off this root. It's not like weed or nothing. It's like a medicinal type of thing. If you ever heard of Canva, look it up. Kava. I'm sorry, Kava root. New
Kava
Brew.
root.
Check out New Brew. Hey man, I fuck.
Kava root get you high?
That shit.
Is it like, what's the other, like not cannabis, but the other thing that people use to heal?
CBD?
CBD. Is it like CBD?
Nah, it's
Have you drank CBD?
I have. I played ball in college and shit, so I fuck with CBD a lot because
Where'd you go to college?
So I went to Saddleback College.
Oh, junior college.
Yeah, junior college.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
They was good at basketball.
Yep. Then I had a ride to SC. Then that didn't work out. I went to College of the Canyons. I mean, not College of the Canyons. College of the Desert. And then I stopped hooping, but.
I went to Mount San Jacinto Junior College.
Man, what year did you play there?
God, I can't even fucking remember now.
Were you there with Tinsley, Jamal Tinsley?
No, before him.
Okay.
Before him.
Yeah.
Tinsley played for, he ended up making it to the league. I think he played for Indiana, right?
Yep. Yeah, he was a cold ball.
Yeah. I was before him.
Yeah, y'all Mount San Jacinto, top-notch program.
Most people don't know, that's Mount San Jacinto had Coach Chambers.
I didn't know the coach, but I just know.
Coach Chambers is the winningest junior college coach in California history.
You from Cali too?
Yeah, I'm from Cali.
So you played in the IE?
No, I played out here in LA. So I played with Jefferson High School.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you went to Crip High.
That's funny.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, man, that's man. Ball used to be my life, man. I love hoop, man. So I actually filter all my decisions, I think, subconsciously through a hooper's lens. You know what I mean? You know, hoopers. We are. You know, that's just my shit, man. That's what I was raised on, basketball.
So, since we're talking about basketball, it's a very hot topic. What's your thoughts on Caitlin Clark? Because on this show, we have the #1 Caitlin Clark hater.
I'm not the Caitlin Clark hater.
She got superb game. Definitely some.
I'm not her hater.
Her game is crazy, bro. Her game is nice. She's definitely reaping the rewards of the dominant culture's help. You know what I mean?
No. Could you?
I didn't get that one either.
Well, I mean, her NIL deal, she was making like $3 to $5 million a year in her NIL deal.
She should have made it. She led the nation in scoring.
She killed, but she's also white. And when you're white and you're great at something, she's great. She's elite. I feel like sponsors and people with money are going to just put it in your lap. You know what I mean? So,
but I don't think white people should be penalized because of that.
Not at all. I would do the same shit.
She should take full advantage of every single opportunity. And for people that's hating on the fact that she's getting these opportunities, I think that's the weirdo shit.
Most definitely.
I have never, ever disliked her in any way because of that. I just looked at her game, the way that she plays.
Yeah.
And you may even, but I felt like she was kind of like, I don't know if you remember Steve Alford.
Yeah.
She reminds me of a great shooter with no athletic ability.
Yeah.
That's going to have a hard time getting that shit off.
Yeah, I mean.
And I think that's her struggle, and that's why she shoots 30% from the field right now.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have that LeBron James, that Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan went to the NBA Combine, he jumped the highest. He jumped 48 inches.
Yeah.
It's still the record to this very day.
Indeed.
LeBron James, to be 275 and move that fast and jump that high, he has this physical attribute that separates him from everyone else.
Yep.
And I don't think Caitlin has that gift. That's it.
But you've compared her to now 3 dudes. And I talked about this last podcast.
I'm not
comparing her to a
comparing.
WNBA player that came in.
So where am I supposed to compare her to?
to women. Why is everybody comparing her to LeBron and the NBA and all? She has the same numbers, if not better, than Diana Taurasi in her first 5 games.
But you know
that's
what
I would compare it
Anybody
to.
who came in first pick in the W8, compare her to that.
Now, let me tell you why I don't compare her to that, because that's a great point that you're making. I don't watch women's basketball. I don't know these motherfuckers' names.
Okay, but
I don't know nobody's name.
So then why are we talking about Caitlin Clark? Because you can't compare her to a bunch of dudes. She of course doesn't have the skill level of a bunch of dudes.
100%. And you know who else doesn't watch women's basketball? Women.
Yeah, we talked about that shit. Yeah. 50-50 in the world. Hey, I think 51% women, actually.
I think she has game. I'm not going to lie. I've never watched the whole game. I like her package. I like her. I just like what she has. I do want to see her play against the elite competition. But I tell you, the biggest thing that I hate that's going on with her is the fact that people are mad at her making all the money she's made. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
A lot of WNBA players are upset, specifically some of the players that play for the Vegas team. I guess the best player in the WNBA is on that Vegas team. Mm-hmm. She spoke up. She was unhappy about the money that Caitlin made. I thought the best choice for her would be the big three.
That's what he said. He thought she should do to the big three.
But then I saw the sponsorship
so
deal
she can get no shot off.
What was the deal?
She got like a $30 million deal from her shoe company, I think. Nike or whoever the fuck her deal company is like $20+ million.
I forgot the deal for the big three, but it was
$5 million.
And included ownership and merch percentage.
And she could still play in the WNBA.
I mean, let's be honest, how long is the big three going to be around? Like, that's not going to be
fuck that. Ice Cube got this.
That's why they needed her. That's why they needed her.
Ice Cube got this.
Name 2 teams in the big three. What's their names?
I don't know the names of the teams.
Okay. Name 1 champion from the big three.
I don't know who.
Name 1 player. Who plays in the
Steven
big three?
Jackson.
No, I think he coached now, though.
Do he?
Yeah, I think he coached.
Hey, Big Baby before he got thrown in prison?
Hey, he's happy to go to jail.
Man, we never talked about Big Baby going to jail yet.
Wait a minute, why did he go to jail again?
Medical fraud.
Yeah.
Have you seen Big Baby in person?
Yeah, I actually know him.
I'm a medium-sized dude. You a big dude. This nigga is a gargantuan, bro.
Big Baby took my spin class.
Definitely
and
thick.
Fell on his face when he tried to leave class early because he had steps and like he just, he got up gracefully though. Played it off. It was cool.
Yeah.
So I never saw him again though.
Oh.
Never saw him again.
Nah, Big Baby was cool as shit. I hate the fact that he got caught up in that.
Yeah, me too. I don't even know all the details. I know a few players got caught up. He's not a bad guy.
Speaking about getting caught up, you all see
How many
Sean
years he
Kingston?
get?
4.
Anybody
3
see
or
what's
4.
going on with Sean Kingston?
Nah, what's up with Sean?
Sean Kingston's mom got arrested in Florida at his house. Then he got arrested out here for a fucking TV.
They stole a TV?
$150,000 TV he didn't pay for. It was like 20 panels, big as fuck, like 200, you know what I mean, fucking inches, whatever.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I keep trying to read, like, there's got to be more shit involved in this. But it's like he was supposed to pay like 20 grand down, then he was supposed to pay 40 and do a bunch of promotional shit. Never turned into promotional shit. They came and repoed the TV and arrested him and his mom.
That's wild. That's a big ass TV.
Damn. For real? That's what he got caught up for?
For the TV.
I thought it was going to be something else.
Yeah,
I thought he had the EDD money going, but you know, that Florida shit.
Yeah, that's wild. Damn, Sean.
Or a big TV, Sean, you couldn't pay.
That's fucking crazy.
You could have did the couple promo videos for the TV company for sure.
Like, you know that Chinese guy who makes like grills in Houston?
Yeah.
He was like, how am I gonna get my money now with Sean Kingston going to prison?
Yo, Sean Kingston owes him money?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, he's in prison already, or he's
No.
I got arrested.
I got arrested. My bad. Jail, I guess. But he probably did bail.
Damn, Sean.
But you know what's fucked up? Well, how is Glenn Davis going to prison and Brett Favre isn't?
I mean, come on, you know.
What
First
Brett
of all,
Favre do?
What? You remember these?
this motherfucker
He's an outstanding
Was it the
Green
government?
Bay citizen.
Was it the government or was it
It's a college.
Yeah.
He raised money for his
gym,
granddaughter's volleyball team.
Yeah.
And they gave him like millions of dollars.
But the money came from the state
government
of Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
That's Mississippi, dog. Come on, man. Mississippi is different, man. You know what I mean? I think 70%. I'm making up a number, but I'm pretty sure if I say this number, it'll be close. I think probably 65, 70% of all lynchings that have ever happened in America probably happened in Mississippi.
Yeah, maybe. That is definitely a crazy made-up historical number, but I have to look into that.
I bet you was some fucking. If you can find those numbers, man, yeah, put them in the comments.
Mississippi's definitely just the place where when you think about like the South.
For sure.
Mississippi.
For sure. Definitely.
Fucking speaking of the South, Florida now is overran with STDs. So if you're going on a comedy tour, I want you to know to stay the fuck out of Florida.
Yeah. Man.
I saw a fucking post that said STDs running wild in Florida. And
Did they say which one?
Syphilis, maybe I think is going down in Florida.
Am I tripping? Was it eye syphilis?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, keep those blue blockers on when you're fucking.
And it was mostly from, which is fucked up, like kids being born to their STD-filled mothers.
Oh, wow.
Florida is full of already born.
Yeah.
Damn.
Statistics.
They don't even get a shot at it.
They don't get no shot in Florida.
But
I think maybe it's because the very next article I read was that there's a new naked cruise line.
Oh,
where
shit.
it's all swinger party action on this cruise line. You bring a date in, you go out on the cruise, and then you probably dock in Florida. So I imagine all that syphilis coming straight off the boat, right on to Florida. It's a whole thing. So definitely stay away from Florida, man. If you're touring,
swinging is overrated. I wouldn't go on that ship.
Have you done it?
I attempted. But
the swinger party?
Yeah, I attempted.
Was it with somebody you were with, like regularly, or did you just bring like someone?
I was invited. You got to bring a woman. Yeah, I was invited, and I just.
Were you the guy I read that hired a hooker, dressed her up nice, and brought her to the
something like that. I did something like that. I don't like sex as much as I thought I did, man.
So when you get up in there, what happens?
You fucking in front of people.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
Did you get to that point?
Do they take away the phones?
The one I went to, they took away the phones. See, what you got to do, you could be fucking a woman and a guy could come and put his hand on your back.
That's the end of the process.
Great job, buddy. Great. Doing good.
That's it.
You know, so I didn't do no fucking. They didn't get that far, but I'm just not, you know.
You're just
did the person that you came with, did they do some fucking?
I stayed for like 10 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a great question.
Okay, you stayed for 10 minutes, but the person you were with.
She didn't do no fucking.
No? Did you take your pants off at any moment?
No. When I saw the people that were there, I was like, I understand why you need this type of shit.
Okay, so that's the thing. Are they very unattractive people? Or like just like bunch of regular ass fucking like you're not trying to fuck these people anyways.
You know, people who are sex hungry, libido hungry, they have like an energy. It's almost like a basehead drug addict energy. You know what I'm saying? When you're just willing to lay down with anybody else who likes sex and you don't want to get to know anything about them, like that's tough. Yeah, that's like
that's tough. Wait a minute. This is my question though. Let's say the girl that you show up with did some fucking. Does she still have a ride home?
She does. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I don't know. You ever been?
Now, again, how long did you know said girl that you brought? Was it like a thing where you were like
2 weeks,
had some feelings for her already?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
You did okay.
Oh, 2 weeks.
You know them girls. Sometimes you meet girls and they're just this bitch she just wants to fuck. It was one of those types of chick where every conversation was about, hey, when we gonna meet, and you know what I mean. So I knew she would, be more into that than me. But it's just not.
Was she looking thirsty when she came in?
Nah,
she was ready to grab a dick, or she was just like, that's weird too.
It was like, say you smoke weed. It's like being a weed smoker. And you think, this is the pinnacle of addiction, and then you meet a heroin addict. You're like, oh, I really don't like drugs. I just like weed. That's what it was like, man. But yeah, I don't know, man.
How was that ride home?
I'm a comedian, so it was all jokes. You're not gonna let the fat Italian dude fuck you?
Was there a condom protocol?
Yeah, I think you gotta have condoms on at those parties. I think.
Because like the thing is, if you're gonna be,
I didn't fuck.
So show up with your test.
Yeah, right.
But did you see the everybody just busting out condoms? Because that's crazy.
So the thing is, if you're going from one pussy to another, you cannot just keep the same condom on, right?
I think that would be better for me.
A violation.
Keep it on.
That would be if it was just I show up and there's 9 bitches and it's me. That's cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah, but it's like old fat motherfuckers, weird African looking niggas, like Armenian hitman looking niggas. It's like different type. It's just, you know what I mean? Yeah. So whenever another dick is involved, I gotta kind of be like, hey, hold on, man. Like what the fuck?
Get a little different.
Our friend Alejandro over here says that a porno will throw him off if an ugly dick is in there. He said he'd be watching.
I'm just saying, you know, if it's ugly, you know, it's like the same thing. Like I hate pornos with like, you know, fat.
Alejandro, you keep scaring me.
I'm just saying, like if he's
I'm concerned.
If he's a heavyset guy,
I'm concerned.
It's like, how did he get this chick?
You're concerned with like him having a hotter chick than you while you're watching the porn.
That's funny.
It's just like,
damn, how'd he get her?
I have questions.
You ever been fucking with a chick and then randomly you meet another dude she used to fuck with and you're like, I can't fuck with this bitch. She used to fuck with a nigga like that. That's all the orgy is a bunch of niggas like, oh, well, you were fucking that nigga? Like, oh. You know, so that's what it was, man.
Definitely have taken it down a few notches in my mind. Like, am I on...
Community fuck
Am I on the same level
for me?
Am I on the same level as this guy? She got to be advanced in life now.
That's real shit, man.
Shit, did you see the Terrence Howard interview?
I saw it. He's man.
Is he smart?
300 patents? Some shit like that?
Yeah, man. I don't.
He said he created a whole new math fucking equation and like knows about all this shit.
I mean, to his point, I kind of see where he was going with the 1 times 1 thing. Yeah, he was like that was what
the fuck did he say? Because I stopped watching the video.
Well, he was basically saying if we're multiplying, that means more, and 1 times 1 equals 1. So how is that more? That I get where he's going.
I mean, with the logic,
I get where he's going.
100%. With the logic, if the foundation is flawed, then everything you build on top of it is going to be flawed too. So I understand that argument 100%. With the whole fucking Milky Way shit, the black hole thing,
I tuned out after the multiplication.
I personally think that astronomy is a scam.
Okay, let's see.
You a flat earther?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not a flat earther, but I think that it's a scam to get money from the government. They have a science where there's no tangibles. It's all based on theory. You know what I mean? And I think, I don't know the percentage, but I want to say like somewhere between 10 to 15% of all of our tax dollars go to science. And so I just think it's a ploy for universities to get money. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that everything is light years away. There's nothing that we can actually prove beyond what we see. So I think anybody could be right. Anybody can make up the theory about the Milky Way and be right. He can make up his theory. He could be right. We can't prove it.
Some things have been proven through science, though.
Josh thrives off of science.
It's not like I thrive off of science, but science is the only thing we have to prove anything. Otherwise, everybody's just like guessing on everything.
Well, let's deal with astronomy. So, what has been proved? Like, what physical or tangible proof do we have that once light enters the Milky Way, it never returns?
I don't know about the depth of that shit, but on the lower part of it is like we've used astrology for a lot of things, like how to tell direction,
for sure,
what is lined up with what.
What we can see.
Our ancient ancestors used to line everything up to the fucking stars.
What we can see.
So it's like, obviously, you know what I mean? Like astrology has its parts, but you're right. Like, I get it. You can't prove anything fully unless you go there or touch it or see it for yourself. And that's, I think, the place that we're in now in our society is that everything's a conspiracy, which is my problem.
I'm with you on that.
I think everything turns into a conspiracy. Nothing is believable. Nothing has fact. And now science is getting thrown away like it ain't shit when for the first...
I agree with that.
10,000 years of our existence, the only smart people on Earth were scientists. The only people we listened to were scientists. The only people we believed in were people who actually could sort of prove certain things.
100%.
And now it's like we're a society of people who question everything.
Well, the internet did that. The internet gave everybody a voice.
Yeah.
Social media gave everybody a voice.
Like I saw a fucking video the other day of like this talking gorilla, and it was like these guys made this thing in Japan, and I was like,
I think his name was. Damn, I forgot the name.
Yeah, but it was like a pre-screening.
Shit,
it was like some pre-screening for Planet of the Apes movie or some like thing that they were doing, and it's like, but for a second, even I was like, wait, let me fact check this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's that you have to because maybe it is.
So what
maybe
is
it's not, but it's like fuck. It's like everything's such a conspiracy now that it's almost overwhelming.
What are your thoughts on hybridization? Because we have almost 700 different types of dogs. Mm-hmm. And at one point, there was only like
wolves,
5 or 6 different types of wild dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how do we get all these different types of dogs? Somebody at some point decided, hey, I want to breed this with this and create this. Oh, I don't like the way this looks. Mm-hmm. Let me breed this into it. Mm-hmm.
Same thing with food.
You think it was like that with humans?
Cows are created. Chickens are created by man. Cows and chickens have no natural home.
Right.
There's no such thing as like a cow. It's an ox and like another thing that we breeded down into cows.
Right.
Chicken, same thing. We breeded like a fucking turkey and a bunch of other shit.
I didn't even know that.
Even vegetables.
Knoxberry Farm.
Carrots used to be purple until the Netherlands, which they wanted it to be the color of their country, bred out the purple to make them orange.
So we're the same type of guy when it comes to this shit. I know that's top tier shit.
Yeah.
Knoxberry Farm was a place where farmers would come together and hybridize berries, and there used to only be like 1 or 2 different types of berries.
Like bananas used to be full of fucking seeds.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And an original banana is full of fucking seeds.
I didn't know that either.
You know what I mean? But I also don't think that that's a fully bad thing of learning how to farm to make food better. It doesn't make it genetically less this or that or whatever.
I don't know. When they start fucking with it, that's where it gets confusing.
When we start fucking with it in the labs, that's where I have a problem.
Okay.
I'm with you.
A bunch of farmers at 1800 that bred this cabbage with this thing to make this thing and took a certain flavor out of it, and like now we have what the fuck was that? Everything comes from cabbage basically though.
Right.
All like lettuces and shit like that, but they bred the bitterness out of it to make broccoli.
Oh, well, yeah, broccoli's fake.
Broccoli's man-made, but it's only man-made because we chose to try to take out certain parts of it for our own tasting. It wasn't done in a lab. It was done by farmers.
All day long.
You know what I mean? Lab shit, sickening.
So what do you think about humans and our hybridization? Do you think that there was somebody at some point who was like
ancient aliens?
I mean,
is this what you're talking about?
Here's the thing. We got to give Africans credit for what the fuck they did. Aliens didn't build the pyramids. None of that other shit that was built by fucking Africans, in my opinion. But
I can get up with that.
It's definitely built by Africans, but that doesn't mean they didn't have help, like we're saying. Like it was done in Africa for sure. That's where it was done. But it was also done in South America.
Right.
It was also done in China. It was also done in places that we haven't even. 100%. They won't even let us see the pyramids. Russia's got pyramids. China's got pyramids. Like we haven't seen into most of these cultures pyramids.
100%. And who are we to say? I mean, ego would make people say this, but I don't think history is linear. I don't think that it was, that things may have particularly been worse and then got better. This shit could have already been happening 10,000 years ago.
I honestly think that we had to be smarter than when everybody's giving everybody credit for. You know what I just read about? Like, the volcanic ash of the Mount Vesuvius eruption or whatever, and how everybody's like frozen in the ash. Remember how we learned that for years?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Pompeii, I know about Pompeii.
Oh, yeah, Pompeii. That's what I'm talking about. Pompeii. So everybody's like, supposedly there's this big eruption and all the ash came down on the people when they died, and everybody's basically frozen in time. That shit turned out to be a bunch of casts made back in like the 1700s by some other scientists.
Yeah.
And now we're finding out that it's cast, and now we're finding out dinosaurs had feathers, and now we're finding but this is science to me. Like science isn't always 1,000%, but science is like 70% until you get to 80, until you get to 90, until you get it's without science we're fucked.
Science is everything, but there's difference between science and theory. You have to prove theory.
Yeah, for sure, but you have to have a theory to prove it.
So your theory about hybridization is that it started in Africa and then that's where white people came from?
I mean, what you think about white people? I've always been trying to find out where we came from.
I have no idea. I mean, there's a thing called a polymorphism, which is an adaptation that two animals of the same species make to survive in their environment. So different cultures, different racial makeups can be a polymorphism. Like, for example, you have a black leopard in the wild, and you have a spotted leopard. They're both leopards, but they made two different adaptations to survive in their environment. That same thing can be applicable to humans, but scientifically, there's only 4 different types of humans. Everything else is cultural, and it's based on your skull. It's not based on your skin color. Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Negroid, and Aborigine. So they don't, when they dig up bones, they don't look. There's no skin. They look strictly at the cranium.
Sure I got like some Neanderthal shit going on. You see this? Yeah. You see this fucking
hilarious.
You see this fucking eyebrow bone right here? Shout me out, y'all. This is a Neanderthal ass eyebrow for sure. Like my hat sits on it. I don't know if it's years of this hat,
hilarious,
or years of Neanderthalism in me still. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. I don't know where white people came from. There's conspiracies, but I am someone who believes that, everything started in Africa, North Africa, even religion, all the major religions, it's been
North Africa.
Oh, well, Egypt, that's when Egypt and...
You think it all started there? Technically,
culturally, a lot of stuff.
If you think that if you believe in the whole evolutionary traits of everything coming from Africa, it wasn't North Africa.
Well, it's Ethiopia, though.
It was super down like West, South Africa, and then everybody started going up to North Africa, and then everybody went out from there.
Right.
But it was deep down, like when we had fucking flat teeth and moved our jaws like this to fucking grind down vegetables and shit instead of eating the meat that we ate. It was down in like they found those skulls. Like, I'm a history major.
You talking about the pygmy? You talking about pygmy Africans? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all that shit was like down in like.
So I would agree with that.
Started deeper and then went up and then went out.
I agree when we talk about like the beginnings of the human race. I think what you're saying is 100% correct.
You think people were here for Pangea?
Of course, but I think that
because that's a whole different. If that is actually true, then that would make more sense of why different people got to different places and then culturally changed. Well, but if science says we weren't here for Pangea, right?
Really,
science says because nobody could be here for that shit. No one could survive that amount of volcanic eruptions and shit that would make all the tectonic plates move around and be pushed to where they are now.
How long did it say it took
millions
for all those continents to separate
millions
like that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
We used to be one, and then it's just it's tectonic plates. So every time there's a volcanic eruption, it's tectonic plates. Like,
so you think we came out of the water because we got these webs on our fingers? So
I think it makes sense. So water is a big part of our lives.
So we were here as organisms. We were here as organisms, but we hadn't formed into human.
We're born in water.
Yeah,
we're made in water.
That's so interesting to me.
There's water inside of our mothers.
Yeah, definitely. We're mostly water. We have webs on our feet. We have webs on our hands. We can swim.
People literally. Have you ever seen somebody with actual webbed feet or fingers?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I mean, we used to have this kid in my high school that had like webbed toes, and I was like,
we all got webs.
We don't have a swim team.
We all got webs.
That shit is wild.
No, but
that the little part here.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, man. I love science, man. So you just taught me some shit, man. I think it's very interesting, man. But I think we have cultural evolution, and then we have evolution. And cultural evolution, in my opinion, was started in Egypt. I mean, it wasn't called Egypt at the time, but like that part of the world was where everybody would go.
Yeah. So I think it's a bit of that, and it's a bit of that. Like back in the day, you know how it's always like, oh, nobody could have got here, nobody could have got there. No, they had boats.
Yeah.
They could get there. They just couldn't get back. Like, who the fuck would cross the ocean
not knowing
at that time in a little ass raft and be like, I'm going to do that again. Now, fuck those people. I'm going to figure out what's going on here, and I'm just going to build here.
So let me
and then those people back in Egypt are like, well, we never saw Jerry again. He didn't come back.
Let me give you 2 scenarios.
Ocean took him.
So you have the Bering Strait, which is what they say is how the American Indians got from Asia to
Russia
North America,
to Alaska to North America.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you have that 16-mile land bridge that connects Europe to Africa. Spain is only 16 miles from North Africa. A lot of people don't know that.
You can literally see Africa from fucking Spain in some places,
Then there was recently, like in the last 30 years, I always say the name of these people wrong. I always say Anamandi. It may be some different shit, but these are the oldest I won't say the oldest people, but this is the
Anunnaki.
oldest. Not Anunnaki, not the shape-shifted motherfuckers. Anamandi or some shit like that off the coast of India. So they were basically a people that have been trapped on this island for the last 50,000. You heard about them?
Then they like will kill you if you come to their island and shit. No one can go there, and like the government is like, if you go there and get killed, like it's on you, bitch.
And they say this is the closest thing that we have to
original people,
how we were 50,000 years ago. So it's like, man, you know,
there's also a fucking island outside of New York.
Really?
That apparently has like still almost the same language as like the 13 colonies. You know how everybody was like from a different country, and there was like a different like accent that Americans used to have. And still on this island today, it's been like this isolated island from way back in the day.
Oh,
and
wow.
like they still have this sort of like dialect when they speak
about
like ancient colonial shit. Look it up. It's like right outside New York.
This is my ballpark right here, man. This is the type of shit I fuck with, man. Hey, let's
What do you think about this theory? Because right now, there's tribes that have no technology, no Wi-Fi, anything like that. What if Egypt, when they built the pyramids, they had like advanced technology just like right now, but there was other areas that didn't have them.
Right.
And then that society imploded, and all the technology that might seem like magic, how they build all those pyramids, nobody understands the language.
I agree 100%. You know, a common thing that would happen when foreign invaders would go into places is they would destroy the libraries. They would destroy all the technology.
Worst part for me.
Yeah. And I feel like that's why it took so long for us to get to this point, is because, you know, we just kept going in and destroying. Because knowledge is hard.
No one talks about the saddest part of history. Every conquest came with the destruction of our knowledge.
And that's
every conquest.
Absolutely.
Because those motherfuckers would go in and destroy every book,
burn all the books,
every library, and it would be like, it's our religion or nobody's. It's our beliefs. And Alexander was literally one of the only dudes that took everyone's culture and let them keep it and booked that shit into libraries. And then the Muslim conquest came through and fucked all his shit up.
Oh, well, see, people don't talk about the Islamic slave trade. That, you know, the European slave trade lasted 500 years, but the Islamic slave trade 2,000 years. But see, the difference between the two is one is labor-based, the other is conquest-based, concubine-based. So they take a lot of female slaves or a lot of servants. So 3 out of 5 slaves in this slave trade would be a woman or a servant, you know. So, but people don't talk about that.
They just kill everyone else.
Right.
Because you kill all the men and you keep the women.
Right.
And then you turn them into your culture.
Exactly.
And that's what happened fully in the Muslim conquest of the Middle East. And that's how we lost what I think is probably 70-80% of human history.
And it's still happening. If you go to Dubai, if you go to places like this, you're going to see random Ethiopian cats working at all the shit. You're going to see people from other parts of Africa who are basically indentured slaves. You know, but people don't talk about it because they don't have anything political backing what they're going through.
Ethiopians be in Israel like that too.
Oh, yeah.
Ethiopians be in Israel like that too. Africans be in Israel, but they're in like the lower part of like, you know what I mean? Like say like how America treats Mexicans per se, where you come in and you're a foreign person. Yeah, you start low or whatever. Like obviously you can build up whatever you want. But
see, a lot of people, Ethiopia is an interesting place because that's really the real origins of Christianity. Yeah. All the oldest Christian temples are in Ethiopia.
Have you heard, I know you love shit like this, so have you heard about this fucking small little church? Like this little building over there that they say houses the Ark of the Covenant.
I've heard about it, yeah.
You heard about this news reporter that went over there for 10 years. He went over there and 3 priests died. Every 4 years, the priest dies. And they bring another priest.
I didn't know about this.
And then he dies. And they bring another priest. Because being around whatever's in this fucking building is like nuclear in a sense. Or like some sort of weird power that keeps killing these priests.
Oh, wow.
Year after year. And it's known. And priests keep volunteering, you know what I mean, to be that next guy and to protect this thing, and you can't go in there. He said the guy's there, and snipers are everywhere.
We got to go to this place.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I said. I was like, we got to go.
We got to go. Yeah,
to die?
Nah, I ain't going inside. No,
we definitely
need a suit. But a lot of people say there's a lot of conspiracy theories about the Ark of the Covenant is actually a nuclear source of energy and power.
Yeah.
So nuclear shit makes people, die if you're exposed to too much radiation and shit like that. But it's like a building like the size of this room, bro. Like just this little brick thing that's been there fucking forever. Got a little fence around it.
Oh yeah.
Protected by people. Like crazy. Go. Yeah.
We gotta get there.
But then again, that's what I'm talking about. And then I see this thing and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, it's always a fucking conspiracy thing, and it drives me crazy in my head. I'm like, that's not true.
The Italians hated on the Ethiopians so much, man. Italy tried to invade Ethiopia twice, and they failed both times because Ethiopia, the terrain is mountainous. So
it's like how we lost in Afghanistan.
Yeah, so it was tough for them to take it over. But in the process of trying to take over Ethiopia, on the way out, the Italians destroyed, some temples that were 8,000 years old on purpose because they were mad that, this is where this shit really started, So, yeah.
I think Ethiopia has a lot of answers about origins of humanity.
For sure.
And religion in particular.
Definitely, 100%.
Religion in particular. Ethiopians definitely holding some secrets. Also China. I know China's got more secrets than they're telling us.
Oh, yeah.
China won't tell us shit.
But they're smart.
I know. They won't tell us fucking nothing. I know they got pyramids. I know they got all that shit.
They got
they got all that shit. I've seen those videos of people flying with drones.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part to me. You seen those motherfuckers? You seen that one show on Discovery Channel? Dude flies around all these ancient places with like the drone, but it has like the ground penetrating radar.
Oh, wow.
Bro, there's probably 600 pyramids in South America that we haven't even tapped into.
Oh, yeah. We need to go.
6, 7, like thousands of pyramids out there in the fucking jungle that we can't, it's mad info in there probably still.
Going back to stand-up comedy, what are your favorite states to tour? Because I've heard like different locations, you get a different crowd.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the best places, Chicago, New York, LA is cool, you know what I mean? I'm from here, so it's not really a comedy town, but I mean, you can find little pockets here and there. But New York is dope because it could be 4 a.m, it could be 2 a.m. You can find somewhere to tell jokes. Chicago is in the Bay. The Bay is cool.
Who's your top 5 comedians that you love?
So for me, it would be Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, Corey Holcomb, Ron White, and then
Ron White ain't never been mentioned on here.
Yeah, Ron White is a fucking monster. D.L. Hughley. But I mean, there's so many.
No Chappelle?
Chappelle's up there too. Yeah. Chappelle's
but he's
up there.
not your top 5.
Bill Burr, you mentioned off the bat. Bill Burr, a funny motherfucker, man.
No,
I love Bill Burr.
Chappelle is up there. It's hard for me to I don't really have a top 5. I love all of them, but yeah, Chappelle's definitely up there.
Bill Burr is the only white comedian he finds funny.
Nah, Ron White's white.
No, him.
Oh,
My bad. Not you.
I just said white people not that funny to me.
I mean, here's the thing that we all know is that white people don't have to be as talented to be stars. When you're a black entertainer, you have to be, for the most part, not all. I don't speak in absolutes, but I'll say 8 out of 10 times you have to be incredible. Not only just as an artist, but everything else has to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like in our community, you have to rise to the top and then they pick you off the top. But in the white community, they'll dig to the bottom of the barrel and just find a weird looking bitch from Wisconsin that isn't scared to talk about how fat she is and make her a superstar.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, I mean, so.
I mean, you also have Lizzo.
Hey, yeah, Lizzo,
She has a hell of a voice.
I also got Lizzo out here.
Yeah, entertainment is one of the most racist fields, period. You know what I mean? But
I hate how that goes for everybody.
Yeah.
For everybody. For black people and for white people. Because sometimes you just, I don't know. Life is unfair. That's all. Life is unfair. That's just what it is.
I mean, even for me, a strategy as a comedian, right? In order for me to stand out, because I'm an average guy as far as I'm light skinned, but I don't have none of the qualities. I don't have the hair and the weird looking eyes, and I'm not a pretty motherfucker. I'm a gritty nigga. You know what I mean? And I'm not ugly, but I'm not the most attractive guy. I'm like somewhere in the middle. So what I say has to be provocative. I have to be a provocateur in order for people to pay attention to me. I have to really bank on my talent. So whatever everybody else is saying, I have to say the opposite and justify it so people will pay attention to what the fuck I got going on. You know, that's why having a voice in comedy is really important, because you can filter everything through your point of view. And that's what people are attracted to for comedians. But it's just staying in the pocket and doing it long enough where people will understand, like, oh, okay, this is Kraig's take on this topic, but this isn't how he feels necessarily about this topic. This is just his take on what's going on and all the variables he's had in front of him to talk about it. But he doesn't necessarily feel like Cassie's a bad person. No, I'm just talking about the situation. And, you know, most people who don't understand comedy, they don't understand that you have to have a take on everything, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And if people don't have the intelligence level to separate you from your ideas, then fuck them. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep pushing. But I have to talk about everything, not just the shit that's, you know, not just the shit that would make my mother comfortable. You know what I mean? So
that's have you had, because you're a how do you say that word?
Provocateur.
Have you had any problems with the crowd?
Of course.
Because we've had a couple of comedians tell us that they had stuff thrown at them.
Nah, I never had shit thrown at me. You know, I've had motherfuckers walk out. I remember a couple years ago, I was working on a joke at an open mic. And I don't really remember the joke. I was just working it. You know, open mics are like the gym. You just go to work shit out. You don't know if it's funny or not. And I was telling a joke, which I haven't really told since, about how I like average looking women. I like sevens. You know what I mean? Because sevens, you know, they know how to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They're team players. You know, like a seven is the type of woman that would, you know, get married in her work clothes. You know what I mean? Because she got to get back to work after the wedding, right? So I'm saying this joke, but when I don't know the joke, I'm just trying to figure it out. So instead of saying woman, I'm saying bitch. I'm saying average looking bitch. But it's an open mic. So you're supposed to be able to figure it out. So as I'm doing the joke, there's a gay guy in the audience. And so I say average looking bitch. And then he says, you're the only average looking bitch in here. Damn. Right? And I start laughing. I'm like, that's fucking funny. And I thank you. And I put out my little notepad and I wrote, like, I'm adding this to the joke. So I go back in and work it, right? So he keeps saying it through my set. You're the only average looking bitch in here.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
He just kept.
Now it gets uncomfortable.
I laugh about 3 or 4 times. Then the 5th time, I'm like, hey, bro, I appreciate you. Understand that these are just jokes. You feel what I'm saying? But can you please stop talking while I'm on stage? Because this is an open mic. It's not like we're at a comedy club or an arena. I'm just working my shit. So somebody's recording this as it's happening. And then he keeps going. He's kind of drunk. And I said, man, shut the fuck up before I beat your ass, you fucking punk, right? You fucking, and I lose it, right? Somebody records it. They put it online. Oh, this guy is, right? Yeah. So my guy who's a cool people, his name is, what the fuck is his name? Ty. Openly gay comedian. A fucking monster comedian. Super gay. He happens to be there. He sees the video online. Now, it's a day or two, the video's online. People are dragging me. And then Ty does a video. Hey, what are you guys talking about? I was there. Right. This guy was being drunk and belligerent. Kraig was in the right. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, you're going to have situations like that. But I feel like if you do things that are morally right and you're not being a bully, you're trying to make a certain point, and it's something that's authentic to you, that I feel like you won't have problems.
Tying that in, I just actually read a story about, and you being a lover of Seinfeld.
I love Seinfeld.
Greatest
show. Oh, Kramer going out. The way Kramer went out. Oh. Now the Comedy Store, I think it happened in the Comedy Store or the Laugh Factory, who banned him, said they're open to bringing him back if he can. Say that
bring him back.
He had, he's reformed and in his ways.
I don't know if you can bring him back. Do you think
Kramer?
No, he's not reformed, but
make his comeback.
He's not reformed, but comedy is a safe place, man.
He had a moment.
Yeah, he had a moment. Look, comedy is fucking hard, dog. It is especially if it's somebody like that. Like,
you remember the situation? I read about it.
Somebody was heckling him.
But apparently they weren't heckling him.
He wasn't doing well.
Well, what happened was these people were talking. He thought they were heckling him or whatever, but they were just talking in the crowd. Some other dude, the owner said they were just talking to each other. And he made it a point to make them say what they were saying. And the dude was like, we're saying you weren't funny.
Oh, wow.
And that motherfucker lost it, dropped the N-word, all that shit.
Yeah,
and
he started talking about slavery.
So, I mean, is there a comeback?
Yeah, it's a comeback. Hey, man, comedy should be protected, man. I don't give a fuck if you a racist or whatever. If you got a dope-ass point of view and it's funny, I'm going to listen to it. I may laugh. I may not fuck with you, but I definitely want, especially if you're racist and potentially hate me, I want to hear how you think. I don't want you to be able to operate in a covert way and tiptoe around. I would rather you be openly racist than tiptoe around me. So I view it as a gift. Man, bring it on. Fuck it. Have them come back. Let's hear some more. What else do you have to say?
So are you about the belief that desegregation is the downfall of the black community?
I think it's
my friend AD over here, and we have this conversation I think with a couple other people about this. But
I think so. I think when we talk,
we don't have our own anymore,
and it's normal. I can go in the stores right now. I can go to a Walmart, and there'll be no black people that work there. We're talking, do you understand what I'm saying? That to me is like, how is that regular? Or I can go into a community and there's no black-owned businesses. You know what I mean?
And you make a great point, but the only thing about that, since I am a business owner, you tend to hire people you feel comfortable with.
100%, yeah.
So I don't necessarily even view that or some of those situations as being racist, at least not from my standpoint, the where I've been. Now, some of those may have been a racist point, but I just think that people feel more comfortable hiring people that look like them.
Cause my definition of racism is different. I get mine from Claude Anderson. So what I subscribe to is racism is the competition for wealth and resources between groups of people. So for me, it has nothing to do with skin color. It's about the exchange of economics. So that's the standpoint I have with it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. But the only thing, like we were talking about desegregation, is that now we don't have a lot of black owners. So therefore, a lot of people don't get hired that look like them.
100%.
And that, because I just think it's just a natural thing that just happens unconsciously.
100%. You say that should be okay.
I'm saying, yeah, I don't mind. I understand as a business owner, you have to be comfortable with your surroundings. So I'm not going to hire people that I'm not comfortable with. So let's just say if somebody did have made a racist comment or something like that in an interview, I'm not hiring him.
100%.
I'm not going to hire that person. I'm not going to hire the person that comes in with a big old Confederate flag on his chest. I'm not, because that I'm sensitive towards that, and it's going to make me uncomfortable.
I'm with you. 100%.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of black owners or a lot of minority owners in general in the United States, because it's not a lot of us here. We only represent 11% of the population of the United States. So it's harder for us.
And people come here to do business. You know, the difference between, I would say our culture and others is, well, we were brought here as a commodity, like gold, we were brought here as the valuable thing, and other cultures were brought here to do business. So we were business, and they came here to do business. So I just think it's two different philosophies. And then all the things that are in place to be successful at business, you really have to be elite, and you really have to be exceptional if you're a minority, specifically black, because that's what I am, to own a business. You have to really understand what the fuck is going on. You have to understand who you are in relation to the world, and you have to be conscious of a lot of other things that other folks don't have to be conscious of, because in other communities, say Mexican, Filipino, they support their own with business. You know what I mean? Like, if they need to get their pool clean, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be another Spanish guy that cleans the pool. If
Puerto Rican, by the way,
Puerto Rican or whatever.
He's like,
You know what
I don't clean pools.
Yeah. So I don't think that's a bad thing, but in our community,
He got killed for saying Spanish one time.
we don't really subscribe to that.
I think that was me that got destroyed.
I've never bought a pair of Jordans at a black-owned Nike store. I know one guy got a homie named Pooh Jeter. He owns a Nike store in like Manhattan Beach. That's the only one that I know of. So I go there and buy shoes all the time. But I mean, you know, I've been buying J's my whole life. 99% of the transactions haven't been from somebody who looked like me.
Now, do you think we're coming back to a time where business is getting segregated between whites and brown people? Because, example, it is what it is. You never saw a show like that 10 years ago. With LeBron James, Kanye West, now he's separated from all the corporations, but Jesus is selling, you know, and now there's ties to the Middle East and Saudi Arabia. It seems like there's a separation going on right now. What do you see?
I mean, you know, no matter what race you are, there's only like a couple different people that control the distribution of everything. So, you know, the real issue is like distribution. Like there's a guy you ever heard of Marcus Garvey?
Yeah.
So Marcus Garvey, what brought him down is he really tried to attack distribution. He bought these 3 fucking boats, maybe it was 2, and he tried to take the distribution of products into his hand, where he wanted to send boats to Africa, get products, bring them back, and sell them in America. But the FBI sabotaged that because they know how important distribution is. So I think it will always be the way it is if the people or the powers that be who control distribution are who they are. You know what I mean? It's really, to me, I really think the real fight is for black folks is to unify and pool their money to purchase influence, as opposed to thinking that it's something that we can march for, or, you know, try to put a right or wrong connotation on it. To me, it's all economic. Like, people have to piece their bread together and purchase influence and change laws that way, and really be conscious of who they spend their money with and understand why they spend their money with that person. And I think that's where the real change comes from. But it'll never be something that is like, you know, that's based on right or wrong, because right or wrong is not a good enough reason to do anything. You know what I mean? If it was, shit would be way different than it is, you know? So it just has to be a conscientious effort for everybody to really be conscious of where they spend their money at, and then hold motherfuckers accountable who don't spend the money the way that they're supposed to spend it.
Man, I don't want to go back to Diddy, but I got this Shaka Kahn thing.
Go back to Diddy.
What happened with Shaka?
Shaka Khan's daughter's dancing on Diddy's grave, basically talking about how Diddy fucking disrespected Shaka Khan in public or something like that, yelled at her and fucking treated her like shit and like disrespect. Like, she's been on this beef with Diddy for years, apparently, because the way that he treated Shaka Khan in some public situation. And now she's tweeting out like, you know, I'm glad this happened to Diddy and it need to go down and all this other type of shit. So
yeah, listen, Diddy
hard.
hard.
Her mom, but Shaka Khan ain't say nothing.
Diddy hard to like. That's just what it is. Diddy hard to like, but we still
Don't you think all this happened right after he got mad about the Ciroc shit?
Well, he had a $100 million lawsuit,
and when he came out as a billionaire too. It seemed like that's when it all started going downhill. Like,
it's a weird coincidence, isn't it?
You know, I saw something too that I said, if you think Diddy's bad, wait till the shit about Jay-Z comes out.
Yeah, Jaguar Wright, I think.
Somebody said some
Jaguar
shit
Wright,
about
that's
if
her
you
name?
think Diddy's bad, wait till you hear some shit.
Jaguar.
Let me tell y'all something.
And that's not what I want to hear.
Ain't
Jay-Z
nobody got more moves than Jay-Z.
Yeah. He's an elite businessman.
Yeah, I doubt if he ever faced anything.
Also,
I don't know
Jay
what he's being accused of.
He don't seem like the dude that's gonna be out selling girls and shit, but I don't know.
But
Jay-Z,
girls? Well, I don't know what's gonna come out.
So you read the Rihanna thing then?
Oh. No. What happened?
So that's the new allegations. Allegations, I only read it in the internet. I'm not saying it's a fact. But they're saying that Jay-Z bought Rihanna when she was 16.
Like, as a human being?
He bought her?
We mean JC.
Well, I heard
JC.
San Jacinto.
Jay-Z.
JC.
Jay-Z.
Oh,
Jay-Z.
That's not what I said.
Jay-Z.
No, that's what you said.
That's not what I said.
I thought you said
JC.
JC, big difference.
Man, that accent killing me sometimes. I didn't know what the fuck you was talking about.
Hove.
When he bought her,
Like,
purchased
from his parents.
I forgot the executive who was in Trinidad. She's from Trinidad and
I
Tobago.
didn't know we can still have slaves.
Shit, man.
But it's clearly a lie. But those are the rumors coming out.
The Constitution says that you're free except if duly convicted of a crime. So we still got slaves all day. But did he buy her? What do you mean? Like he?
I don't know. The story how I read it, which is obviously false, is that this executive, I forgot his name, was in Trinidad and Tobago or wherever Rihanna is, and she came to her as a young kid and sang to her, and it's like, oh my God, we need to sign her. And then JC went on, flew over there. There was like a meeting, and he wasn't gonna leave the room until she signed the paperwork.
Yeah, but signing her and buying her is that's not the same.
Yeah, that's different.
Let me ask you: if a record exec says to a woman or a man, "I'll give you this deal, and they document it, but you have to fuck me twice a week for a year," is that wrong? If somebody agrees to those terms.
No,
I don't think
so. If they agree to it, like if it's written down and that's how you agreed to the deal,
it may not be written down, Josh.
It's terrible, but like written down, you can't get out of that. You said that you were gonna do that.
This is my point, and this is my point about fucking life.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm probably wrong.
But non-written down, you can get that's just hearsay. Again, anybody can say anything, and I'm not saying that the girl is in the right, but the guy knows what's gonna happen too.
Right.
You're an idiot.
So if
You're a fucking idiot.
Everybody that's up here to some degree, unfortunately, is abusing their power
it's
and their influence.
So
it
why
just
don't
happens.
we beat the shit out of all of them?
Josh,
And stop them.
if you said you want to be president, right?
Yeah, one day I will.
Yeah, okay. When you become president, you're not
Bring
gonna
the
be
beard back.
You're not gonna be leaning on motherfuckers just a little bit.
Yeah, but in the right way.
Okay.
I'm gonna be busting my elbow in the right way.
It's right for you, but wrong, maybe wrong for them.
No,
Everybody has an opinion.
No, there's right and wrong, and I'm not gonna let anybody say that there's not right and wrong anymore, because that's a weird ass place we're getting in this world. There's right and wrong.
But when you do wrong,
there's right and wrong.
When you do wrong, what happens? You get charged with something, right? So a charge just
depends
means
on how wrong
you have the money to pay. A charge, they don't. You know what I'm saying? They hit you with charges. They don't hit you with a wrong. It's a charge. This is what your financial responsibility is, or your debt to society is, if you do this wrong. So I don't think that the laws are concerned with right and wrong. They're just more concerned with, can you pay the charge, the debt to society?
Yeah, but the charge and the debt to society is because you're being a piece of shit.
Right.
And you fucked up society.
Right. So Puff Daddy.
But like, how else would we make them pay?
Like with Puffy, they're trying to set up a RICO. They're going after his finances. They don't give a fuck about what he did
But
wrong.
you know he already moved everything to his mom and his son's name.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Allegedly, that's the rumor that he don't own shit.
Now, I heard he slapped his mom. You heard that?
No.
Somebody said that he fucking slapped his mom. That's what really put me. I could never fuck with him again.
Slapped his mom?
Yeah, they said he slapped his mom. Like
recently?
Look it up. I forget exactly who said it, but he said he slapped his mother. Like
recently?
No. I don't know how recent. Well, yeah.
But see,
I mean, any slapping of your mom is wrong.
it's just awful.
Now,
Well, supposedly he slapped Drake too.
Slapped Drake.
Well, that was I mean,
he's a. I mean, this sounds like narcotics. You know what I mean? But
but narcotics and power is almost the same thing. When you feel like you can't be touched by nobody,
right?
Like
that's what's going on.
So Gene Dio, his ex bodyguard, is the one. Yeah, is the one that said the slapping of the mom.
Yeah.
He slapped his mom.
Bodyguard said he slapped his mom.
Yeah.
But see, I disagree with. See, this is my whole thing, and it kind of goes back to what you said. Is that when everybody's showing them now saying, nah, he did this and he did that, and they didn't do anything then? That's some bullshit to me.
100%.
That shit gay. That shit
I
bullshit
think that too.
100%.
Yeah. It's like now you're just trying to clout. Like now you want a story.
Now
with
you're
your
just
name
looking
in
for
it.
some
Now
attention.
Exactly.
But now, and I guarantee you, those people aren't employed anymore, and that's the reason why they talk.
We also say that in that sense, like no one is going into their job and like, I don't know. I mean, I got kids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So in the biggest situation, if I'm in a room and Diddy's slapping some bitch over there and I'm getting paid and to come back here and keep getting paid in the regular job,
I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Yeah, that's what you say now.
I'm not
saying D Herbs AD is in the room. I'm saying guy who works at Bad Boy Records is in the fucking room.
Okay.
And your entire life and career depends on it.
No, I'll crash
you're
out.
paying your bills the next day.
It's hard for
Diddy.
me, and I think that's hard for any man, any real man. I think that would be very difficult for you. I don't think that you would deal with that,
No,
regardless of your financial
situation.
But regardless of your financial status, if I just seen a broad over there getting beat up by her guy, I'd be like, look, you can whoop ass at home, but you can't do it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak up.
You can't do it here. Take that shit to the house. That shit over with. I'm not letting that shit go down, because now everybody, not just because of everyone's looking at me, I just inside is something inside of me saying that ain't right. I ain't gonna allow that to happen.
I'm not for
So
violence
then how do you
against women.
feel now, standing on said principle, working your whole life to a certain point, and now you working at Ralph's because you stood up for her?
I mean, we've all went through. Look, anybody that's an entertainer or entrepreneur, you're gonna have a couple fall offs.
It's part of it.
You're gonna go back to 0, 2, 3, 4 times if you're good. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a part of what comes with the territory, man. I'm not even in the church, but there's a scripture in the Bible that says, why talk about the dust in another man's eyes, but ignore the plank in your own eyes? You know what I mean? So you got to be accountable. If I stand by and watch a woman be abused by a man, I'm not a good man. I'm not. I don't give a fuck with nobody. I'm not a good man. So, so I'm not for the abuse of women in any shape or form. I'm just for accountability. That's all I'm about. So, if a woman gets abused and I save her, and then she goes back to the man again and I save her again, I think I'm a fool.
I can't save her again.
Yeah, I can't do it again. I'm a fool for that.
We got
Just one.
Like, we go back to the grocery store. She taking abuse in the parking lot, and I just saved her ass last week. Be like, she like it.
Yeah.
She like it.
That's different.
She
Definitely.
like it. I was like, nah, I was here last week.
Yeah.
You like it.
And there's a such thing called
I don't even think it's not as though people just like to be abused. Nobody likes to be fucking abused. It's way more psychologically deep than that. Like knowing human beings and knowing what people go through and knowing no one has the same. That's why it's so hard for me to just sit here and just be like, oh, okay, well, they wanted
fair.
to. Like, they didn't want to.
no.
Nobody wants to be abused.
Listen, what you saying
nobody
is
wants to be
absolutely
sexually,
fair.
like, nobody wants that shit to happen to them.
No, what you're saying is fair.
Whether or not they
I
go
would
through
say
it and submerge it and use some sort of...
You decided to tolerate it. Maybe let's fuck the word like, fuck the word love and all that other bullshit. You decided to tolerate it because you keep showing up.
Definitely.
Now that's difficult for me to keep showing up for you then. It's just like if you a drug addict, I'm not helping you until you say, AD, I'm ready to get off drugs.
100%.
You say you ready to get off drugs, I'm with you, let's go fight. But if you ain't told me that yet, and my sister's on drugs. My sister was on drugs repeatedly. So when she told me, she called me and said, hey, I'm ready to get off drugs. I said, cool. Pick the clinic that you want to go to, and I got you.
Top
and that's
tier.
exactly what I did. But guess what? She went back to drugs.
Yeah, that's tough.
But now, until she tell me she ready again, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're both right. I think what you're saying is very logical. But I don't. I think when people, I think that's trauma, like childhood trauma. A lot of times, I don't think certain people are capable of love. I think certain people are only capable of trying to have a void filled inside them, and so they look for voids to be filled as opposed to having quality relationships. You know what I mean?
I've been blessed enough to be able to go through school. Like, I'm the first person to go to college in my family. I come from a small piece of shit. My dad was a truck driver. My mom grew up being abused, drugs, all that shit. All that bullshit still going on in my motherfucking house today. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, shit I got to deal with all the time. So I just feel like, in a way, like, I know when you said your parents got divorced, like the best day of your life.
Happiest day. Quietest house I've ever been in.
When my parents tried to get divorced, I was like, don't do that. And, like, the reason they kind of stayed together, because I was like this, I was a kid just like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And now it just seems like my mom's been through so much, and I always blame my dad and all that other shit, but it's like I still have empathy for my mom, and my mom doesn't want to be in these, like, you know what I mean? She doesn't want to be in these situations all the time, but she's been with this man since she was 17 years old. She doesn't know anything else. She's never been anything else. They've never been outside of the town of 500 people. They've never, like, my mom and my dad had to move into my grandma's house because my mom's parents kicked her out because she got pregnant by my dad and kicked out of her Christian school. They didn't have nobody to show them nowhere. Yeah. They didn't have nobody to tell them about this. Yeah. My dad's dad was like off and died from cancer when he was like a young dude, and his mom let him just live in dirty you know what I mean? So my mom and dad don't want to be in these situations for sure. Yeah. It's just situations that they've been in, and now psychologically so fucked up, they don't know anything else.
That's real shit.
They don't know anything else. So to live in that environment is normal.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard for me to just be like, people can get out of things if they want to. It's not always like that. I know. And they can, but it's like, it's not easy. It's not just to wake up one day and say, I want to get out of it. Yeah. You're psychologically turned to thinking this is normal life.
100%. And some people, you know, trauma is a big thing. Like, as children, we get our identity from the people that we love. You know, like our personalities are a mix of, you know, our father, our mother, our uncle we like. And then at some point we make a conscious choice, and then that becomes how we are and who we are. It defines us. But there are some people, when I say some people aren't capable of love, who were neglected at that point in their development, and they weren't able to find an identity. And so they don't view commonality as a way of expressing love or appreciation. You know what I mean? They only view commonality as a way to get what they want from people. So they become whatever they need to be to gain whatever they're trying to gain from you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's very tough for the average person to understand when they're dealing with a person like that, because people would create a false self and a false personality that's all based around you to cater to you, to get whatever it is they need from you, whether it's sex, whether it's finance, whether it's a place to stay, whether it's knowledge. You know what I mean? And so that's where we get situations like Puffy, or, you know, we get these different types of situation, women who are willing to do things for bread, because they're not really in search of commonality. They're really just in search for what they want. You know what I mean? And being a good human being is not just about what you want. It's a shared experience where you have empathy and love, and you fuck with people who you have empathy and love for. You don't fuck with people just based on what they do for you. You fuck with them because you know, you have things in common that you guys can grow from. You know, so I feel like I'm rambling.
No, speaking about things in common. You guys see Drake rap on BBL Drizzy?
Did he?
Yeah.
Sexy Red dropped BBL Drizzy with Drake singing on it, talking about, like, he flipped the whole thing though, talking about like I bought girls like 100 BBLs and get them for free now and shit like that. I think was a genius move and hilarious and kind of, you know, it's like that shit's funny as fuck. And
I heard the song was whack though. I heard the song was whack.
Nah, I gotta hear it. That's just for Kendrick haters that think it's whack.
Yeah. I think when I listened to the song,
no, this was actually a Drake supporter told me the song is whatever.
Nah, he
I wasn't a big fan of the song.
I thought he flipped it.
No, wasn't a big fan.
It reminds me of the song, the line that Kendrick said. I bet when you and Sexy Red, you see two bad bitches. That's what the song makes me think like.
Yeah, but see, that's because that's coming from a perspective because you're jocking Kendrick and thinking.
Okay, so when I said my top 5, did I include Kendrick or Drake?
He only included Drake.
You flipped through the battle.
No,
you've been talking nothing but Drake since the battle happened.
You know how we know we cannot take his opinion seriously?
Kendrick.
When Euphoria came out, he listened to the first 30 seconds using the iPhone and then formed his entire opinion without even listening to the song. I
don't want to hear a love track for my motherfucking beef song. Don't start slow.
Yeah,
don't start
Who
slow.
you feel
I don't
won
hear
the
that.
beef?
So I think they're both exceptional rappers. Kendrick won from a strategic standpoint. It was very creative. The angles were top tier. You know what I'm saying? So I got Kendrick winning, but I don't think Drake lost anything in my opinion because I'm a rapper too. So when I analyze it from a MC perspective, they both showed up, but just Kendrick was his approach was better and more creative, you know. So. Yeah.
I just in the opinion that was one of the wackest battles I've ever been a part of. It was just lies and weird shit. The lies and weird shit from me, like none of this shit was.
Well, Drake started with the lies.
Actually true.
But you know what was weird? I went to Kill Tony's concert, show. 10,000 people at YouTube Arena, all white and Spanish. And it was amazing to me how much they cared about this battle because these weren't like white dudes that acted black or Spanish dudes that acted black. These were like motherfuckers that were comfortable being who they were. These were like, you know what I mean? So Kill Tony was like, who do you guys think won the battle? They said Drake. All 10,000 people booed. Boo!
I mean, I heard that show was crazy.
Yeah, well, which one? Cause he did a couple, so I was at the YouTube theater one.
The one with like it was 10,000 people.
Yeah, it was great. It was dope.
And that's his podcast, Kill Tony. I know it's the white guy from the Tom Brady. Yeah, the Tom Brady situation, the guy that was skinny.
Yep.
The skinny white guy that was funny as hell. He was laying into everybody.
He's basically the new, he's
I didn't see the.
He's basically Don Rickles. Yeah. Remember Don Rickles?
Yeah.
He's the new Don. Don Rickles is the greatest roaster of all time. He's basically the new Don Rickles.
He was hysterical.
He's a monster.
The white girl still might have edged him out though a little bit because I thought she was the best one. But he
Nikki
was
Glaser?
Right. Huh?
Nikki Glaser?
Yeah, she was awesome.
She was fire.
She was awesome. She was awesome. She was amazing. But the white dude after that, God, what's his name? What's his name?
Kill Tony.
No. His name. I don't think his name is Tony.
Are you talking about Jeff Ross?
No, not Jeff Ross.
You're talking about
the guy himself. I can't remember.
Kill Tony. The show I went to was the Kill Tony show. I
know he's the Kill Tony, but I thought he had a different name.
He looks like
his real name.
He looks like the dude from the old dude from Three's Company. What's his name?
From
the
Three's
old
Company?
guy that played the landlord.
The landlord.
He talks like, "What's going on, you guys?" Like that dude. Yeah, that's Kill Tony.
So in the beef, then Alejandro, you're saying that. Well, everyone's saying Kendrick won because of numbers thing, right? Like
just like
numbers-wise he won.
Number-wise he won because he beat out even a Taylor Swift record with his "Not Like Us."
Drake just put out an album with a free track from what the fuck is his name? From Metro, and he gonna get paid off that track.
Yeah,
he's not taking that track for free. So every one of those streams and every one of those things from BBL Drizzy, now Drake gonna get paid off of in that Sexy Red song.
That's what he did.
Not?
He put it out
just made a
copyright
song
free
with Sexy Red.
Oh, right.
So he getting paid for that song off of his beat.
Well, Drake is technically, look, man, I'm a hip hop head, man, right? So there was a time where people didn't believe you could be like a mainstream artist and be a dope ass MC. So Drake was the first pop rapper where I was like, oh, this nigga can really rap. Like it's not like just no player, you know, like he could spit, you know what I mean? So he's in a position where like, he's just in a position where anything he does is going to win. Like Kendrick to me doesn't have enough status to just do the Drake what 50 Cent did to Ja Rule, you know what I mean? So he's always
like 20 Grammys.
Bro, I think he has over 200. I don't want to say the number, but I think he is number 4 on the list of most Billboard chart topping songs.
Drake?
Yeah.
And he tied Michael Jackson for the most number ones.
That's crazy for a rapper to tie Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Drake is that guy.
So now I don't know if Drake writes or doesn't write. Does that matter as far as considering someone the best? Do they have to write?
Yeah, I don't think he's the best rapper, but I think he's entertainer. Like so he does. To be like considered one of the best MCs, you got to write your own shit.
You got to write it yourself.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. So, but that's a different conversation.
That being said, did y'all see the fucking Billboard list of top 100 albums?
Nah.
No. Oh yeah. I was on your list.
People hating this shit. I'll give you the top 10.
Okay.
This is albums released this year?
No.
Wait a minute. Is this R&B or just rap?
Pretty sure ever. All albums.
Okay, let's go.
Lemonade is 10.
Lemonade.
Lemonade is 10.
That was a good album.
I've never listened to
Nevermind by Nirvana is
Fire.
Don't know that one.
It's
the one with
the whole album though.
Nah, I mean, yeah.
Come on. Back to Black by Amy Winehouse is 8.
It's a dope album, but we
talking all time.
This is the top 10.
This all time. This is top 10.
Complex?
7. Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick. Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder, 6. Acceptable. Stevie Wonder, 5.
I don't know the album though.
Exactly. Blonde, Frank Ocean, number fucking 5.
No way.
Number fucking 5, Frank Ocean.
I like his other album more.
Yeah.
Number 4, Purple Rain, Prince, acceptable.
Dope album.
4.
Michael Jackson got to be in this motherfucker.
You would think.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Mike's not.
Number 3, Abbey Road, Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
Number 2 is Thriller.
Thank God.
And number 1 is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That's the best album, most complete album ever made in the urban genre. As far as like rapping and singing, I agree with that.
Somebody
but
put
I
out
don't
like,
think
I'm tired of the.
I don't think it's better than Off the Wall.
It's true.
Off the Wall, melodically, is the best album I think ever made. As far as like just the sonically, and that album is crazy with Rock With You.
I think it was just Thriller was had a lot of first.
Pop success.
Had a lot of first.
But that
categories where it just
Rock
dominated.
With You, I don't think he was pop yet.
But that album, I mean, that album is so cold, dog. It's like,
Shit, I like Remember the Time.
Remember the Time is fire.
Yeah.
But damn, what about the Aquemini album by Outkast? Or what about the Dog Food album?
What about a million albums besides these fucking 10?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wait, since you are, you have your own TV show, what is your top 5 characters
Oh, wow.
that ever hit the screen as far as TV shows? Not movies, TV shows.
Urkel.
Urkel. That was good.
Urkel's is top tier. I got to go with Kramer.
Kramer.
I'm not a hater. I got to go with Kramer.
Okay.
I have to go with George Costanza from Seinfeld.
Amazing.
That fucking episode when he spilled the grape drink on the white couch at the black family's house. He kept spilling shit on their white couch.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that was a great episode. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
No, you are. That he there's a movie that he wants to watch.
No, I remember the movie. Oh, he does have
and then he spills.
He does spill it. Okay, yeah.
That's one of the funniest fucking episodes.
Is that the one that Poppy pisses on the couch too?
Yeah. Lucille Ball.
Oh,
Lucille
Lucy.
Ball. In my opinion, I said Seinfeld earlier, but Lucy might be the best show ever on TV.
Okay,
Lucy
Lucy
was historically a really ground fucking
interracial couple,
and it's still
but
fucking
also
funny.
not only that, but like what she did like with her syndications.
I think
and
she
getting
owned
paid
everything, right?
And all that shit. Like she was like the first Oprah, and then Oprah did it, and then they shut it down.
Bro, that show was on air 70 years ago, and it's still funny.
Yeah.
And then all the Three Stooges.
Yeah,
That show is
I used
almost
to watch
100 years
Three Stooges
old,
all
bro.
the time,
So you got
bro.
one more. Oh, you said all the Three Stooges is your last?
That show is almost 100 years old. I think it debuted in the late 20s, bro. And I still when's the last time you watched the Three Stooges?
It's been a minute.
I used to watch. If I used to watch a scary movie when I was a kid, there would always be Three Stooges on afterwards that could help me fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'd be freaked out for some alien shit or X-Files or some weird shit.
Oh, yeah,
Boom,
X-Files.
I gotta switch it over to fucking Three Stooges to
Do
finish
you have
it
a
up.
top 5?
What characters?
Top 5 characters that TV.
Martin.
Talk
I've been
about
watching
it.
Martin a lot lately, but Martin, like I fucking love Martin.
Martin's top tier.
I would say Fresh Prince.
Ooh, I didn't
Fresh
even
Prince.
think about that one.
I put my kids on the Fresh Prince, and they were sitting there watching that shit because I was like, maybe they could watch Fresh Prince because it's not like
Yeah, it's not bad.
it's not like a bad rated show or no
not
shit like
sexy
that.
or anything like that.
Homer Simpson,
Okay.
animated
Cartoons.
wise, Homer Simpson animation and all that
Homer's
shit.
crazy.
Like The Simpsons, like I like animated characters for one, like or animated
one I
shows
forgot is
like
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy up there.
That's like my
Yeah, but
yeah.
I like Kramer more than I like besides his whole racist stand-up thing, but Kramer as a character, I think was fucking crazy. Like the way he would react to everything and do everything. Like Kramer was a nutty fucking character. I fucking love Kramer. You know what I used to watch a lot as a kid though? Sanford and Son a lot.
Top tier.
Ooh. Red Fox, Sanford.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. Lisbeth. You did pretty good. Lisbeth.
Every fucking time, like, I used to watch a lot of TV. TV Land was my shit back in the day.
Okay.
Watching those old fucking school shit back to back. My dad used to watch that shit, so I got put on to it.
For me, it's Martin, George Costanza. I've never seen anyone. I know everybody didn't see Flavor of Love, but New York, that character, that woman was one of the funniest people I ever seen hit the screen in my life. I just thought she was just amazing. But we got those three. Who else out there I would pick? Who's some of yours?
Tony Soprano.
Oh, top tier.
Paulie from The Sopranos.
Okay.
I like Stan Smith from American Dad.
Yeah.
Sopranos got a lot.
I got a sleeper. Character. Nobody will ever say this.
What's that?
Buddy Limbeck from Charles in Charge.
Yo, Charles in Charge was great.
He went way back.
Charles in charge of our lives.
That is hilarious.
Buddy was comedy, man.
Oh, shit. Y'all remember TGI Friday?
Of course.
Where it was like the back-to-back of the Family Matters, Step by Step.
The dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs.
Perfect Strangers.
Hell yeah. That
Balky.
I always think about that weirdo uncle from Step by Step that lived in the van, like outside the house. Funny dude. I was like, that fucking just lived in a fucking car the whole show. His family was loaded.
Hey, well, you know what show that people don't talk about but was really fucking good? Coach.
Oh,
Dauber was a great character.
Coach was so good.
Dauber was a cold character. He was the idiot. You know, they have
like
8 characters in comedy.
Idiot guy, but he was the assistant coach and like
he was fucking comedy.
Who played Coach?
That was what's his name?
He a big time actor, but he didn't like a lot of TV like court things.
You don't remember Coach, bro?
I don't remember
TC
Coach.
Something or like something.
Damn, what the fuck is his
name?
name?
Coach was fire, bro.
Coach was top tier.
Coach was fire. You used to watch Coach all the fucking time.
You seen Coach?
No, I haven't seen Coach.
Well, if I bring it up, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it wasn't.
Nah, man, AD ain't never seen it.
I don't think so.
Coach a good one. If he's seen it, because AD a TV guy, movie guy. If he would have saw it, he'd know. By the way, All Eyes on Me is 62.
Damn, that's a great album.
Stupid fucking list.
That's a great album. I think maybe I didn't watch it.
Okay. All Eyes on Me is 62?
62.
Yeah, I remember this show, but I didn't really watch it.
Aquamini is 41.
Yeah, All Eyes on Me.
What about some of Dre's album? They should be right up there.
Chronic 2001 is top 10.
Crazy.
Let's see where Chronic's at. B.I.G.'s album Ready to Die is 32. Ready to Die is not better than All Eyes on Me.
Nah.
Yeah, I agree.
Fucking tripping. My Beautiful Twisted Fantasy is 26.
That's wild. They don't have Chronic 2001.
I cannot believe, like, the one that really sticks out is Frank's Ocean
19.
Pink.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve top.
Chronic's 19.
But that's the Chronic. What about 2001? The Chronic 2001.
2001.
Great album.
Man, that's
Blueprint's 13.
Oh, Jay-Z.
Illmatic? What's Illmatic?
Illmatic should be top 10.
I don't even see Illmatic on here.
I mean, with most of the top 10 should be hip hop albums.
Enter the Woo is 37.
Is that Wu-Tang?
Oh, Illmatic is 39. That's wild. It's a wild list.
Man, that shit.
They got Bjork in there at 45. Get out of here.
How did Frank Ocean make
Exodus by Bob.
People like him.
Yeah. He's a talented
They always
artist.
talk about his albums, his
Number
thought
5,
process, everything. They always pump him up. I'm always a little confused because I don't see a lot of material from him.
Like, I would picture a Usher album, like that Confession album.
Confession should be up there.
Confessions is in the 90s, like 98.
That's
Doggy
terrible.
Style is 84.
Doggy Style.
Get Rich or Die Trying is 82.
See? I like Get Rich or Die Trying more than The Blueprint.
Get Rich or Die Trying is.
It's a great album.
Confessions is 95.
Was everything though.
Followed by Lord. Confessions and then Lord. Like, get the fuck out of here, Billboard. What are you talking about? Astro World's 98.
Yeah, these people are out of
Body Talk by Robin.
What's the criteria? Is it sales? What is the criteria?
Criteria is crazy. One last thing, let's talk about. Actually, I got two things to talk about before we go. Y'all see J Balvin's shoe and what he did? No. J Balvin dropped a shoe.
The Jordans?
J Balvin dropped a shoe. I don't know. I think it may be a Jordan, but he dropped a shoe. And you know how bots be buying shoes up now? Mm-hmm. He had a discount code. If you were a human being, you could get the discount code, and he had some way to like not let bots get it. Bots were buying them for $25,000.
Oh wow!
The bot price was $25,000. The shoe was $250 if you had the discount code.
So they
bots were buying. He tricked like bots bought them. $25K because they thought, you know what I mean?
That's a great.
Because bots just buy shit.
Wow.
They set them up to just buy it.
That's dope.
That's
$25K per shoe on a bot purchase.
No returns on a bot.
He had to have a no return policy. Damn, but that's what people should be doing. You a shoe guy. You like how people can buy them all up and then resell them?
No, but Nike figured it out. So I don't. That's why I'm trying to figure out where those Jordans. Nike figured out. They got a whole thing. When they come out, you can get rid of the bots and kind of clear the space. And now when I actually try to buy Jordans, if I wake up in time, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens. So if you start right on time.
For a while there, it was impossible.
No, it was absolutely impossible. You couldn't get it. Yeah. The bots dominated. Yeah. They kicked your ass. You had to take your ass to StockX, period. Otherwise, it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Well, with AI, everybody, how you feel about AI?
To me, it's just Google.
Just Google, huh?
I mean, it's just a better form of Googling shit.
AI has now.
I mean, let me the basic part of it. I mean, the advanced shit, I don't really know enough about it.
There's three things that I think are what I'm interested in, what I'm watching in for the advancement of human beings and living a long ass time. One thing, they stopped aging in rats for the first time in human history.
Really?
They stopped the aging of rats.
AI did.
No, not AI. Science.
Okay.
AI though.
Does that mean them rats gonna live forever?
Well, they're saying, some scientists said if you're alive 5 years from now, you'll be able to live to 500.
That's crazy.
I just got to hang on for 5 more years.
But therbs.com. Follow up.
Only if my dick is working.
Yeah. So that's the thing That's the thing.
You know what?
A dead dick for 400 years?
Right. I think they figured out like the aging is like, that's the thing. You don't age like that no more. That's what they're slowing down. That's what they're trying to stop. Because obviously, like, you could slow down aging and live for 200 years, but you're going to be decrepit for 100 years. Who gives a fuck?
That's true.
But now they found out, now AI can restructure human DNA to cure every disease.
That's
every
wild.
disease. Restructure DNA strands to cure diseases out of our DNA.
So if I have a disease, they could go in and change things?
Restructure your DNA to take the disease out.
So if I have HIV,
or the possibility of the disease developing. Wow.
If they can do something where we never have to use condoms again, I'll be a believer.
So is this cheating if she has sex with a guy with a condom on?
No, so you don't want to talk to me about that because my philosophy on that type of shit is wild, man. It's her pussy. A woman,
so she's never cheating.
She's never cheating. She may break a oath with me, but it's her pussy. You get what I mean by that?
I get what you mean, but I'm too selfish. Yeah. That's like the same thing with the swingers. My heart couldn't take it.
Nah, I'm with you.
Be like, don't go in the room.
Alex fucking another bitch. Why is she doing this to me?
But probability tells us that it's more than likely that your woman has fucked somebody else since she's known you. Maybe even while you guys were together. But, you know, she can't be honest about it.
Well, neither can you.
So you rather live with the lie or know the truth?
Live with the lie.
Here we go.
If I don't know, you better not motherfucking tell me.
Yeah.
For one,
but it should be where she could tell you what is it about us that makes us cowards like this? Because I don't want to know either. But I mean,
I don't
we
think it's a coward thing. It's like,
I don't know about the coward thing.
Don't tell me.
I just think
tell me, bitch. crazy?
I think it's kind of like what
this motherfucker.
I think it's what Alejandro said.
It's property
Selfish.
damage.
Yeah,
for
property
sure.
damage, baby.
Hey,
put in a lot of work over here.
Yeah,
put in a lot of work over here.
But I used to listen to Black Phillips with Patrice O'Neal, and he used to talk about swinging all the time and how it took adjustments, but how what he realized from swinging is that he learned how to separate the woman's mind with their urges.
Right.
So something like, at first when he saw her fuck a man and get pleasure out of it, it hurt his heart. But then he understood, like, our mind and the person we are and our urges, our animalistic sexual thing are separate.
Right.
But see, that's my always thing is like, I'm not the type.
I haven't evolved.
But I'm trying. But I'm also not, and maybe you guys the same way, is that like if she want to get pleasured, I will pleasure you. I'm not like an absentee sexual boyfriend or husband or whatever the deal is. Like I'm fucking.
Well, we're none
you
of us
fuck?
are. Yeah.
We're fucking.
None of us are as strong as we think we are. You know what I mean? Like we're not strong. You
Sword
as
vitality.
a man, you should be.
Y'all tune in today because you will be as strong as you want to be.
But look, you should be so strong and so confident that you could sit on your woman's chest and look the other nigga in the eyes while he fucks her. That's how confident you should be.
I don't know.
For real?
I mean, nobody's that confident. But I'm saying
that's a ridiculous amount of confidence.
I mean, but really,
and I'm not even sure if it's confidence at that point. It's something else. That's something else. That's like,
right.
I don't know.
But that means that no woman has anything over you. There's nothing she can hold over your head. There's no insecurity she can pry at. Baby, your choices are your choices. Because who she fucks is, well, that's her choice.
Yeah.
But we got to get to that space. There are societies that practice something called community paternity, and that's the practice of one woman having multiple husbands, but they don't view them as husbands in these type of societies. They view them as all uncles, and they believe that it takes multiple men's sperm to father a child. You know what I mean?
That's not true.
Well, they definitely don't. It's not true. They
created to make it okay.
They definitely did not get the right science book.
But they couldn't just be like, we are just fucking this broad. They had to make some weird shit
strong children with our many
Now, if you're talking about
sperms.
financially, I can understand where you're coming from that perspective, but to produce a child, you know that's not
Now,
true.
financially, I think that we're coming to a place in society where all men should be able to
There
have.
are twins that have two different fathers.
What?
Yes,
That's possible. Yeah, that is possible.
That is possible. But 15 niggas? No. Yes, man.
That is definitely possible.
Yeah, so.
I don't know, though, man.
There's work to do as men. Once.
I don't know. I don't think that should be a thing.
What?
Just
sitting on your girl's chest? Yeah.
Fucking load her up, fellas.
Load
her up, fellas. Let's have a kid.
How was her pussy?
I need a kid, fellas.
You seem real creative, like the way you kind of think of things, and you think a little bit differently than everyone else. How do you feel about the gender situation that's going on as far as people saying that they identify as different genders and races and stuff like that? What do you view that as?
Man, I view it as existentialism, which is a necessary thing. You know, we have a group thought, and then we have an individual identity, individual self-expression, and creativity that we all hunger for people to know why we're different. My problem with it is when it comes to shit like, a man that identifies himself as a woman wanting to use the women's restroom with there being like little girls and shit in there. You know what I mean? Like, me personally, I feel like that's a standard that should never be crossed. I feel like if you are a man that identifies as a woman, but you still have man parts and you want to be different, then maybe we need another bathroom for people like you. But I just, when it comes to like little girls and little boys, I don't think that adults that make these eccentric choices about their sexuality outside of gay or straight, I don't think that they should be in the same bathrooms as children.
Yeah, they should. We had this conversation a lot, but I never really thought about it in this sense of like, they should have to use the men's bathroom still. Like, they should be forced into an awkward situation.
That's what I've been telling you the whole entire time.
But like, instead of like a kid being forced into this awkward situation, like, instead of even making a different bathroom, like, if you have a dick between your legs, go to the men's bathroom.
You know what's 100%. So funny? I seen this interview and it was really funny. It was they put $10,000 in front of a kid and they put cookies in front of a kid. It was like a 6-year-old. And they said, pick which one you want. Every kid picked the cookie. Right. And they was just basically saying, how are we letting these people make decisions on their sexuality?
Right.
And then that's where I was like, wow.
100% agree.
Yeah, that just made me really, really think about that.
The sickest things is that the parents that are like, you can tell are pushing their kids into that shit. Right. There's like literal kids out here being pushed into changing their genders.
Oh, no. Those are the weird parents like, that shouldn't be parents.
Like, what the fuck?
For sure, yeah.
Like, it's not even a choice for them at that point because you're pushing them into that.
Well, they're allowing 12-year-old kids to take the pills, the hormone pills to transition.
That's tough.
But then we outlawed abortion.
Yeah, that's wild as fuck, man.
No abortion, but changing your gender is cool.
That's just crazy.
Nah, that shit it's a wild time, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a wild time, bro. I mean,
we live in wild times. But also, how do you feel about time? I also feel like we're in this weird sense of the same 100 years keeps happening.
Right.
Like, right now is 1920 again.
I can see that shit. Cocaine was legal in 1920. Weed was legal.
But the the boom of AI technology and different technologies is the same boom as the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the 1870s, 1880s, yeah.
Into the early 1900s.
Yeah.
But like ever since like 20 years ago, we've been going forward in computers and shit like that. And I just feel like 30s was a depression. I feel like we're heading towards depression. I feel
you don't think we already had it?
Nah.
Damn, it seemed like we had it.
2010 to
economically though, I don't think it was an official depression though. Recession and depression, two different things. Recession, terrible. Depression's like, we don't know if we're gonna eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like everything's repeating itself because we're stupid as humans and we never learn.
100%. Well, I mean, what do they call that shit? Fucking reincarnation, the cycle of life. That's everything repeats over and over and over and over. I agree.
But that's what I was talking about the AI. So going back to the AI, what I was talking about how you feel about AI, is because there was a AI priest. Got an AI priest out here.
That's hilarious.
And he said he got fired because he had pitched Gatorade baptisms.
Oh, that's comedy.
Now, have you seen Idiocracy?
No.
Idiocracy is a movie where they stop drinking water. They just drink Gatorade because electrolytes is what you need to survive. So they start like giving the plants electrolytes and like the plants don't grow and they go into this like weird crazy future of like and the guy comes and he gets placed in that future and he's like, no, you just need water. And they're like, what the fuck? Like he's the smartest dude ever and becomes like the president, but he was like the dumbest dude ever in his. That shit's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
I feel like that's where we're going to because I don't know, AI might make us dumber.
Man, I think who knows?
But the technology moving forward, I don't know. But bringing up the priest thing is what I wanted to get to because there's a priest who was recently fired. Also, not an AI priest, a real priest, for embezzling money from the church. Guess what he was buying?
Porn.
No, it's not even that. It's not even nothing like gross like that, to be honest. I mean, not that porn's gross, but
real estate.
$40K on Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
$40K. $40,000 on Candy Crush.
That's the video game
of the church's money. And then another $40K on like weird ass Mario Kart. And like this dude is just addicted to the games.
He's
on his phone. But $80,000.
That's hilarious.
Of the church's money?
Yeah, that's a lot.
$80,000.
Hey, man, they giving that shit away. Fuck them.
You gotta be a priest. You said fuck them.
Church is just a room full of people all scared of the same shit, man. It's just about
that's the line of the day right there.
Yeah, that's true. So you don't subscribe to religion?
No, I mean, I think there's a place for it, but I mean, if they really cared what he was doing with the money, somebody would stand up during church and be like, "Hey, man, what the fuck you doing with all the money?" But you never hear nobody do that shit,
well,
man.
They didn't hear the pop-ups.
The notifications
going off while he was in the back. Why the fuck you got so much Candy Crush?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but what you got going on, though, in the future? What do you got going on right now? What are you releasing? What do you want people to watch? About to wrap it up.
Oh, hell yeah, man. So just keep watching Kraig Facts. Also, man, the Sperm Trap House series will be coming out soon. Purchase the Chill Withers albums. The Chill Withers, the Chill Never Withers, Chill Withers Cluster B. Then I got the Disrespect, Chill Withers, the Disrespect dropping soon. Then I'm also going to start going on tour this year, the Roast the Host comedy tour. If you feel like you could roast me, man, come to the tour, man. I let people come up on stage and crack jokes with me, you know, so that'll be coming soon.
Oh, that's
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's a dope idea.
And then, man,
Alejandro's a stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
come fuck with me.
Through.
Yeah, come fuck with me,
you
man.
up there. That might be our first.
Nobody would understand me, but I'll try.
I'm gonna go with it. Maybe we'll try together.
Let's do it.
Roast you up there.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have fun. Then I'll probably be doing some live Kraig Facts shows too. So just keep supporting, man. And shit, I love everybody. And if I owe you something, get it from God. God.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know you've been trying to call me all day, but girl, he just left. And I had to wait till he left to call you because I know I said I was gonna break up with him. But last night, he did like a full 180. He was an animal. Where did this come from? Because, you know, I've been telling you, it's been like kind of dull. And like something changed. And I don't know what his secret is, but I'm trying to find out. Shh. His secret? Sword vitality.